should be live here. Give everybody a chance to catch up with us from all the different things that we're on, because we're on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, all at the same time. But today we're not going to be doing anything too crazy. We're just going to goof around in MTG. This isn't like a crazy objective that we're aiming for. A lot of times we've been doing streams where we've been wanting to fix up people's decks or do other stuff. Today I'm just going to be playing stuff. So if y'all just want to hang out while I'm testing stuff, if y'all want to chat, we can do that. Hey, Night Sky, what's up? But yeah, if you have any questions, like always, or you just want to chat, feel free to toss it in there. The chat should show up everywhere that you're watching, so you should be able to keep up with everything that's happening. We have a variety of decks, though, to be goofing around with. Like, because here's the thing. A lot of decks I make, I end up spending a lot of downtime just testing weird stuff, right? And that stuff doesn't make for good content, generally, because people don't, like, while people should be watching videos for entertainment and to learn from them, people just look and go, the deck win or lose, right? And to me, that's always silly, because a deck winning doesn't mean it's going to win every time after that. A deck losing doesn't mean it's going to lose every time. Hell, I played the Gruul Artifact deck. It went undefeated in a video 2 days ago. I don't expect when somebody plays it, they're going to go undefeated, right? But they might go like 3-2, 4-1, something like that, and that makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean? But at the same time, if I'm on here testing a bunch of decks, like, you get to see ideas and concepts and things that you might not see in other videos that maybe you could take something away from that. It's not about whether they win or lose. When am I going to see you appear on one of these Commander YouTube channels? I already have, like, a bunch. I'm on Tabletop Jocks a couple times a year. I've been on Decked Out multiple times. I don't know, like 6 or 7 times in the last year. What else have I done? I've done a few different ones. I mean, you can just go to their channels and just search PowrDragn. I'm sure it'll come up. Yeah, I'm friends with a lot of those people. I've been on a lot of their stuff. I was just talking with the Spike Feeders not long ago that I might try to get over on their stuff. So, like, yeah, I've been on a few different Commander things. Like, here, answer me this question. For those of you that are here early, since we're still waiting for a few people to kind of roll in here. What, and I'm not saying, like, there's no wrong answer to this question. This is a genuine question that I'm asking. What is the appeal for you as a viewer or a fan to see a creator battle another creator? And the reason I'm asking this is because it comes up every once in a while. But from my personal perspective, as a creator, I feel like neither person in that exchange gets to show their personality, expertise, or whatever any differently than what you would already see on their channel a lot of the times. But when I do stuff like I did with the professor, where we're deep diving on a topic, or with Dev at SBMTG, where we're talking about, like, underrated, overrated cards and why we feel that way or whatever, I feel like we can give more to you value-wise as a viewer, right? We're showing our interest, our expertise, and giving you a piece of knowledge and information you may not have otherwise, But when it's just creator versus creator, like, you're kind of just getting to see a game and you're just watching people do the thing they kind of already do, which is fine if that's what you're into. But I'm just really curious. Because, like I said, it's a little bit of an interesting topic. Like I said, because it comes up every once in a while. And when I go on the Commander stuff, I'm not even going with the idea of I need to win or whatever. I'm mostly going because I'm friends with the people that have invited me onto their stuff, or at least associates that I've met at events or whatever, and just kind of being part of the experience to help their content out and bring them a new face. And, we already have an existing relationship. And if I can expose people to my humor or something, in the middle of it, then I try. But I know most people that are watching are just like, hey, it's a game of Commander, right? And I don't mind it. I still think it's fun. I'll still continue to do it. I love helping my friends out and their content and everything else. So I don't dislike it. I'm just curious, again, like for y'all as fans and as viewers, what is the appeal and the benefit to having creators battle creators? Because I kind of get it in something like fighter games in that community, because there's nothing else really to do unless you just wanted to break down, like you're talking to the top, I don't know, Chun-Li player in the world, and you want to talk about their technique and, you know, how they defend stuff. You know, that's kind of like the only thing you could really do. Otherwise, it's let me watch the top ranked 1 or 2 players or 5 players or whatever battle each other. But with Magic, we're very lucky because we have a lot of other things we could approach, ways we could approach stuff and things we could talk about. But I don't know. Like I said, it's just one of those things I always find kind of interesting, kind of peculiar. I don't think there's a real right or wrong answer. It's just something that comes up regularly, and I just kind of like getting insight, checking the temperature in the room, as they say, to see if people still like that, if they want it, why they want it. Because to me, not even just knowing that you want a piece of content, but understanding why you want the content, right? Because let's say everybody's like, yeah, I'd love to see you battle more top creators or whatever. Okay, cool. If I understand why you want that, then maybe we could do it in a way that takes care of more of that need, other than just, you know, I got to play CGB or Pleasant Kenobi or whoever it is, right? We just played Magic and that was kind of it. You know what I mean? But it's a thought. Just something I'm putting out there just for conversational purposes. Ophidian says, for a period a while back, I watched Day 9 versus other creators playing theme decks. Sure, but my question is, what particularly did you like about that? Yeah, see, that's the thing, Night Sky. Like, you just like seeing people have fun. We can still have fun doing other things, right? But people and I'm also wondering if maybe the possibility is that people don't know what other options there are, right? So when they think about, I like this creator and I like this creator, the only thing they can think of is like, I need to see them play each other, right? Not thinking about like, oh, what if they deep dive on their favorite sets, or they did a retrospective on this thing, or maybe they went back and reviewed their top 10 picks from the beginning of the season and how they feel about them now, or whatever it is, right? There could be all these other things that could be done, but maybe people just don't think about that. Because I have fun doing, like, honestly, I would say, and again, I don't dislike playing games with other creators. I actually enjoy playing games with other creators because I enjoy playing Magic. But I also enjoy doing some of the other stuff even more than I enjoy playing games against other people a lot of the time. It's probably the banner and the shenanigans. Yeah, see, and that's the thing. And that's why I asked, right? Because if it's that, then if we could find a way to do that even beyond just playing the games, would that still be entertaining? Right? Or is that part only entertaining because we're playing the games? So, I mean, that's the thing. It may be a chicken and egg kind of thing, right? Maybe they need each other. I don't know. But I think it's a cool topic because I don't think it's a thing people explore enough. I think even from a creativity side, because believe me, I spend a lot of time thinking and making all kinds of stuff. It's definitely easier to just get with somebody and say, hey, let's play some games. You know, you don't have to prep any information. Nobody has to research anything. You don't have to script out a thing. You don't have to do any format layouts. You just say, okay, we're going to play these games. We're going to talk about this. We're going to wrap up, right? And then that's kind of it. So that's another reason people like doing it, because it's kind of, once you have your setup, it's kind of easier content. But yeah, let me park this for a second because I was digging through. Well, here, let me just go ahead and record this. And if it works out, I'll just have a video, one way or the other. All right, what's up, Dragon Brood? We're going to talk about some elves today because there's a particular card in Tyvar the Pummeler that I kind of want to play with. Right, Tyvar is actually pretty sweet for a couple of reasons. First, that you can give them indestructible to end the turn by just tapping another creature, which is super awesome because it makes them super hard to kill. The other is you can pay 5 mana at instant speed, mind you, to give all your creatures +X, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Also, if you have enough mana, you can do it multiple times, which is super sweet. But just all around really cool card. Question is, can we build enough around other stuff to make it worth it? That's the part we're having to figure out. So, the list. We've got some Torch to Tower, because I got to have some early removal still. There's no real way around that. Could make it a fight spell so it doesn't push our mana as hard, but I'm just going to gamble right now. We have Sentinel Stalwart, which I still don't love. Obviously, we'd rather have like a Llanowar Elf, but we don't get that for a month still. 2 months, almost. I don't know. But we'll let it go this time. Get Lost, obviously, just kind of all-around good card. Leaf Crown Visionary, also fantastic, and can be a way for us to draw cards. Loam Speaker is key because we need multiple colors of mana in this deck. Yavimaya Iconoclast isn't bad. If I were going to cut something, it's definitely on the consideration for the chopping block. But I don't mind having some haste creatures after sweepers either. I think that's pretty valuable. Werefox Bodyguard randomly happens to be an elf. I think this is one people forget about. But it is another removal card, which is super sweet. We are playing a copy of Gwenna, Eyes of Gaia. Though, arguably, we probably could get away with playing 2 of them and just play 61 cards in this list. Because Gwenna does actually work kind of well with Tyvar, giving you some extra mana to pay the activated cost here. But we do have some Glissa Sunslayer, obviously an elf, and being really good to just make it hard on the opponent. Selvala, Eager Trailblazer, just a big body, but also creates more creatures, which is really nice. And we have a Glissa, Herald of Predation. This is a little bit of insurance against the like sweepers control decks. It's like you can just incubate a bunch and then you have incubate things you can activate later. And then of course Voja, because it pumps everything, draws cards, pretty much does everything to help this deck out, right? No surprise there. So only a small difference from what we played last season, but you know, we're gonna give it a go and see how it works out. As always, at the end of the video, y'all know what to do. You go to the description, it'll take you over to Moxfield. There'll be a link there, channel sponsor, all that good stuff, and then you can play elves for yourself. For now, though, let's go see if these old elves are as good as the new elves with Tyvar. What are we at here? Ranked. There we go. You can do pro wrestling style MTG championship promo and hype video for the showdown, the whole works. Nah, that's too much production. It wouldn't draw enough views for the effort it would take. I've thought about that though. Yeah, this hand's a keeper, right? We can't throw this back. I don't know how good it's gonna be, but we can't throw it back. I know that much. Ah, there's a cut down in our future. If it's just a bounce spell, that wouldn't be bad, but I have a feeling it's a cut down. Oh, it is just a bounce spell. Hey-oh. Alright, that's not too bad, especially since we have a Cavernous Souls. Oh, bat. Well, that's unfortunate. Definitely did not want them to have a bat there. Now things are going to get dicey. What are the odds I could draw? I was thinking Torch the Tower, but that didn't work out at all. So I'm going to go Elf with this, and I think I'm going to play... this into this. And then maybe... I don't think there's any way the Visionary lives, but we'll see. If it does, though, then we get a chance to draw some cards, and we'll just see what happens. We've drawn kind of too much mana, though, if we're being real here. I mean, this can't be countered, so it's fine. Hey, that's exactly what I was looking for. That is awesome sauce. I'm actually not gonna attack. And I'm just gonna... Whoa, now? Arena? I mean, I guess it would have been fine. But I'm gonna do this. Oh, wait. What did I do that for? I tapped the wrong color. I need to get green. There we go. That's what I want to do. and play this. And I'm going to decline to draw a card. I don't know if I'm going to get a window of opportunity to use this Torch to Tower, but I'm hoping we do. Looks like we're gonna. Love it. And that's not bad. We got a little bit of value out of it. We got a couple of creatures down. We got Voja in hand now. Now, Voja can be countered. So we have to figure out if they have an actual creature counter or just the thing that makes us pay 2 more. Because I wouldn't be able to afford it. Actually, yes, I would. Because I can tap the Loam Speaker and I can attack a Stalwart to a Stalwart. Alright, I guess we attempt to attack. Because I'm kind of doing nothing else with my hand here. I mean, you can flash and block. I don't really care. Yeah, that's fine. So they kept a very cheap hand with just 2 land. Oh, there's a 3rd land. Unstoppable Slasher. So I would get to use my Voja 1 time is what they're telling me. Is it worth it? I think the answer is yes. Oh no, just lands? My goodness. I'm glad we at least got that much or we wouldn't have anything going here. This is a disaster. Have we only drawn 1 spell since our opener? With the Torch to Tower? Oh, and a Stalwart. That's not good. At least we got 3/3s here. Like, 2 3/3s is at least something. I mean, obviously they're going to have removal, but we make them use that first, and then we'll stick a Voja again. Because obviously they got something. Alright, we're going to go here. They don't have the counter. Excellent. We'll play this. And then we'll try to do it again. Alright, that'll work. Hey, Gatewatch, how's it going? Good to see you. So that hand was kind of clunky. I mean, we didn't do much there other than just draw Vojas that got the job done. 1 attack with Voja and then 1 that finished it off. Oh my god, I think I have a hole in my lip. Yes, we'll keep this. We have all the color mana we could need. Now we just need to draw something relevant to play. You're gonna make us discard? Ah, have all creatures. Ah. Alright. Let's see if they want to let us keep our mana or not. This is cute. Put this on Elf. Go to attack. Do you really not have anything? Oh, dang, I guess I just missed a point of damage then. Oh, they for real don't have anything. Gosh, dang it. I was trying to bait them into using like a Loam Speaker, then maybe we'd remove our own thing or whatever, but it ended up being a non-issue. Was this Liliana here, maybe? No, Unholy. I was testing earlier and saw somebody playing that. Found it to be pretty interesting. It's a little weird. Because, like, alright, I'll just attack. End the turn. Archfiend of the Dross. Cool. We will be removing an Archfiend of the Dross. Oh, why did you tap that way, Arena? Really? I wanted a card. Oh my gosh, why? Why? What was the logic? No. Oh, no. Brutal. That's so rough. Alright, well. Opponent's at 6? I don't even know if we do anything here. I mean, I could play this, but yeah, I guess we just end the turn. You have another Archfiend. All right, this time I am going to manually tap so Arena doesn't wreck our world. I guess it doesn't matter now. Now I have enough extra green mana. We will pay for it. Oh, well, yeah, now we got all the bases covered. All right, cool. Auto Tapper's the real winner each game. It feels like that on some days. The thing is, though, like, as much as I joke about the Auto Tapper, the thing that we have to understand is the Auto Tapper has to... Now, in that situation, I don't know why it just didn't leave green mana open, because that's the only thing I had. But generally, it's having to account for a lot of things. Of like, does it use the Cavernous Souls there or not, right? Do you take a point of damage from a damage land or not? What color cards are left in your hand, right? And you might want to do something that's not traditionally logical, but the Auto Tapper still has to figure that out. And I think we have to understand that, like, it just can't do that level of complex thinking. We are going to keep this. And hopefully draw a 2-mana thing next turn. Maybe. Nope, we're not. I guess I'm just going to attack. Alright. Do I need Cavernous Souls? That would have been a good call there. Yep. No, they don't have a counter there. Interesting. I guess I'm attacking? Oh, well, that's why. You're playing that kind of deck. Alright, well, that's good to know. Sure, you got me. I mean, this draw is pretty rough. I mean, unless they end up flipping Big Oculus, I don't know what I'm going to do here. Funny thing is, I almost didn't even attack there. Now I'm wishing I didn't. Having even a little bit of extra mana is really good here. Opponent's just passing. You know what? I'm your Huckleberry. What you want to do? Okay, apparently nothing. That was just a bluff attack to see if I would block. Fair. I mean, totally reasonable, because there was a good chance I wouldn't block, so, you know. I don't blame them. Now I'm just trying to figure out if I need to be playing Werefox, Bodyguard, or Tyvar here. I think I'm going to pass and wait. Whenever you turn something face up, it gets a +1/+1 counter. Alright. Just kind of taking our time here. If they turn something face up, we'll try to remove it. Though what's weird is if I remove it and then they kill this, they get it back as the full-size thing. So I do have to be a little bit careful. It's kind of an amusing interaction. Especially if they have, like, bounce spells or something. Tap 1 or 2, they each deal their power. Okay, well, now's our chance to try to respond. Yeah. Oh, it's asking me if I wanted to respond to my own thing as well. I do not, actually. That's going to deal 2 only? Sure. And it's tapped? Even better. Love that. Oh, okay. Now what can we do here? If we play this... we can play this and draw a card. No, I did it! Ah! Oh, why? Why did it just do that? Literally, I have nothing. I can't even play this card. I get why it's trying to leave white mana open, but I can't. I don't even. Ugh. Ugh. All right, fire. I'll just attack for 3. Oh my gosh. It's so rough. It's like, it's just like miss a card for no reason. Like, you just don't get to have a card. Sucks to be you. Oh, man. Alright. Let's just attack. I mean, this is basically a lethal thing if they don't block. Tyvar's going to pump everybody anyway. I mean, ultimately, it doesn't matter. I didn't get the card, but still. The opponent obviously had some bad luck and got stuck on 2 mana. Alright. Everybody's getting +4. There you go. Tyvar did his thing. What was even under there? They had a Defiant Survivor. So if it's tapped, you manifest, and then they had a land. I mean, I guess they didn't have the best cards anyway. I kind of was curious what they were doing. They were going to flashback some stuff. Okay. They had a little bit of something going if they'd have got some mana. Yeah, got to play the mana minigame. That's true. I think I just have to manually tap if I'm thinking about drawing cards, is the deal. Also, welcome some of you latecomers, Neptune and Cortland, Stella. We're just kind of goofing around, playing some different Magic decks today. Ooh, this is interesting. I'm going to keep it. It's not a good hand unless I can find a 2-mana thing off the top. But otherwise, it's at least reasonable. And we have an early removal spell, which could help. Tiny Bones. That's going to be somewhat annoying against us, because we do have creatures they could play. Ah, man, I have to kill the bat now. I'm hating life. Damn. Hey, new follower, thanks. Yeah, this is tough because if they have something like a cut down and kill our Leaf Crown Visionary next turn, then they I guess if they steal our Visionary, it doesn't do anything for them other than give them another body. So I guess that's not the worst thing. But we gotta play it. I mean, maybe they end up using, like, Go for the Throat on it, and that would be preferred. Michael Long says, just want to say thanks for the great content. I watch one of your videos every day on lunch. Oh, thank you. Glad I can provide a little extra entertainment. Interesting they didn't attack with the Tiny Bones there. See, now this gets a little weird because... we know that they know we have a Glissa. So I'm going to go here. Pass the turn. So now if they attack, we can at least try to block. Or they waste a removal on Tyvar, which is also equally fine. And they're doing nothing. Tyvar has them at bay, folks. Love that. Okay, so at some point I gotta get a Glissa down, obviously. Man, I wish this Leaf Crown Visionary had been a land, though, in all seriousness. Alright, you have a Glissa. We have a pile of blockers. Oh, opponent, that is not gonna go well for you. I mean, first strike damage is just going to take the token out. Yeah, this doesn't do what you think it does, opponent. They're doing nothing? I mean, I guess insurance purposes, but doesn't really matter. Yep. All right. Getting close. Getting close. I'm going to put this on Wolf. Thanks for that, by the way. Just saw that notification come through. And then I can do this, and that'll get me an extra card. Oh, it won't actually. All right, well, either way, we're going to attack with Glissa first. I mean, you lose the Corpse of the Lost. That's fine. Destroy target enchantments. Get that concern off our plate. Decline. Then we'll play this duder. Alright. In the turn. Now next turn we can start thinking about going for broke, because we can make Tyvar pump everything for 5. Opponent can target something and make zombies here, though. Which is probably what's about to happen. They're just deciding what they need to kill. Or what they get to kill. Yeah, you got it. She gone. Alright. Well, this is also interesting. Alright. So then we get a double big attack next turn. Like, maybe. They might just kill Voja here, too. Because we'll get to attack, Voja will add all the counters, and then we could use Tyvar. Yeah, that dude isn't a threat, so we're okay with that. Alright. Ooh, and we got Glissa. Alright, so let's assume we attack. Do we die on the crackback? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, that can't block, so it'll still be there. Nah, we attack. Let's go. Oh, well, that's a nice added bonus. Oh, but then I can't use Tyvar. It didn't matter anyway. So I'm wondering if this would have been the correct thing. Like, let's assume, well, if Tiny Bones blocks Voja, they're dead anyway, right? Because then I just pump and Voja becomes an 18. Yeah, they weren't going to live. They would have had to block with everything to not die. And then they're just left with a 3-3 against 4 of our dudes that are gigantic. Yeah, we had that no matter what, really. You got an RCQ tomorrow. Well, good luck with that. Have I given Esper Pixie a try yet? No, because that deck doesn't seem like very fun. I don't even know, like, I don't even know if Esper Pixie's any better than the actual just like Orzhov Pixie deck on top of it. That'd be another question. Ooh, this one's tough. Yeah, we're gonna keep it though. We're gonna keep it. Oh man, we gotta draw a red land. Actually, I guess not. We could just play slower here and just play a get lost. Alright, well, you gotta have some kind of removal if you're not playing creatures, right? If it's not threats, it's removals. It's not? It's neither? A -3/-3 on our Lone Speaker? Okay. Okay. I would say I'm not willing to believe you have nothing. Like, that's really hard for me to get behind. I'm gonna play Stalwarts. So then I still have the option of both Get Lost and Torch the Tower. And I'll pass a turn. I think this is one where we need to play carefully, because they're obviously playing where they want to play their dude, pump them up, do all that good stuff. So we have to leave mana open to be able to respond to their things. And then next turn, we could play Selvala, still be able to get lost. And then I think we could do a little bit of something. This is generally how you have to play against these red decks, is just don't get impatient. You have time, you know? They're going to kill our Loam Speaker, aren't they? Oh, no, they killed that. Okay. Oh, so they only have shocks available. Nice. All right. End the turn. Could play a Stalwart there, but obviously don't want to. It's not in our game plan. Which also has to be very suspicious to the opponent, right? Like, they know what's going on. That pumps power, right? Sure. Until they play something that pumps toughness, I don't think I want to play this yet. Yeah, nothing. You're good as far as I'm concerned. Still does not pump toughness, so I'm okay with that. Okay, now we'll try. And if they just have it, they have it. I think the last thing is the sacrifice thing, but if they do have another rage, then cool, they got us. Actually, they don't quite have us, actually. I stand corrected. That's only 17. We're not dead yet. Though if they have a lightning strike, we're dead, but whatevs. We're still in this business, so let's go ahead and play this. So now I have the option for 2 life as well, if for some reason I feel we need it. Yeah, I think this is all we want to do. I could play this and still use Selvala. Yeah, that's probably fine. In the turn. Because we can also play Tyvar and give everything +4 next turn, which leads to a scenario that we could possibly win with. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a little bit of a risk, but actually I say a risk, but we do also still have Stalwart, so maybe it's not that risky. Alright, and then if we activate everything, tapping one of the new tokens, we still have Selvala, so sure, I think I'm in. Like, I had to just double check math to make sure this is still good. Alright, and go to attack. Yeah, buddy. Take that, you red decks. Thinking about running Boomer Tron. Well, go for it, man. Tron is definitely not up my alley. Michael Long says, what are you most looking forward to? I'm not looking forward to anything. People ask that stuff all the time. I'll be honest with you. Like, I just make up answers. Because I'm one of those weird people that I don't, like, have huge expectations out of a set a lot of time. So I end up just making something up so I have a talking point to answer people with. Do I think it'll bring back paper standard as a viable? I don't think that's the thing. Like, the thing to remember is this. A bunch of people are newer and don't really remember, but standard was a thing because it was the competitive format for the most stuff, right? When we had regionals, it was standard. When you qualified for nationals the day before, it was standard. Standard was one of the formats for nationals. There was always like at least one, if not 2 Pro Tours that were standard. There were a couple of Grand Prix that were standard, right? So if these new, whatever we're calling these 20K events or whatever that are basically like Grand Prix but not called Grand Prix, if a reasonable number of those are standard, plus the store championships continue to be standard, plus at least 2 RCQ seasons during the year being standard, then people will start playing standard, right? It's not about the sets that are available. It's just about people needing a reason to go build decks and, you know, the prizes and stuff being worthwhile for people to want to build standard decks. That, and I think whatever we called those pre-built decks you used to be able to buy for different formats, they need to make some of those for standard in like March or April next year as well. I think that's another big thing to fix it. Okay. This is an unfortunate set of cards. Oh. Like, this is also okay if we draw an untap land. Man, this is going to be a gamble. Did I see the casting for Jon Stewart? I guess you're talking about the Justice League Jon Stewart, like Green Lantern? No, I have not. I've literally not paid attention to hardly anything DC. None of it's made sense or whatever right now. Until it becomes something more cohesive, I'm probably not even that interested. I don't even know who Aaron Pierre is. I'm gonna have to like Google that. I mean, based on the look, he could kind of do it. He kind of has the same haircut as the last cartoon version. Yeah, we're keeping this one, though. I mean, we know the risk with this hand. Like, it possibly goes very badly. But if you know that and you're keeping it, then you deal with the results. No way am I keeping this going like, oh, we got 2 lands, we'll be fine. Like, oh, no, I know there's a risk here. Are you saying Aaron Pierre starred in Rebel Ridge? I hadn't seen that either. Like, I genuinely have zero clue who that actor is. I only know because I literally just IMDb'd when y'all brought it up. Actually, I didn't even IMDb, I just Googled. If we're being 100% accurate. You know what? Yeah, I'll do this. I mean, I assume it's going to die, but it's also possible they just play, like, Liliana here and kill it, and then I can run into it with the Yavimaya Iconoclast. See? That works too. I will discard this, because we're a long way from getting to that. Oh, and they discarded a removal spell? Hell yeah. This is great. In a way, it's almost like the Iconoclast will have gotten rid of 2 removal spells. I say that, and they'll probably just play like another Liliana here or something. Oh, they're tapping manually. They got thoughts. Really? That's all that was? Alright. Pass the turn. Another removal spell? Oh, so they just had the hand that was just all removal, basically. Alright, then. Play a bat. That would be awesome. Nope, they didn't have a bat. So that last card's either land or removal, right? Wow, Terra Sunder. Okay, good news, though. Good news. We're kind of back in business here a little bit.
Nobody knows Dominaria.
Yeah, that's fine.
One of your friends has
Ooh, is this target creature? Oh, so it's any creature. Non-fox creature. It doesn't say non-land, by the way. Just want to point that out. In case it comes up here in a little bit. I mean, I got to get another white mana anyway, so we may never get to see that interaction. But something to keep top of mind. All right. Man, we haven't drawn a land this whole time. But hey, you never know. All right, that's 6 land. Obviously, we'd like to hold this for that. Oh, well, they have 2 of them? Well, that's brutal. All right, well. I mean, we're playing with basically perfect information right now. And, oh, the bad part is they try to bring back our Voja. That would suck. Oh, no. Yeah, we took too long to draw land. That sucks for us. Because now I have to use this. Yeah, I don't think we really have a sequence we get out of trouble here. Oh, I can't even use the... Oh, I could if I crack that. But then I'd only have 2 mana, so... yeah. Yeah, I think I'm willing to just pack this one up. I think we're too far behind. Alright, GG's opponent. You got us. We were due to lose one, and I knew I kept a bad hand anyway. Rebel Ridge is a good action movie on Netflix, not Rebel Moon, as that sucks. I don't know Rebel Moon either. Like, you would be amazed at how little I have seen in TV and movies in the last decade, at least. Maybe even the last 15 years. I think we did this exercise once on a stream where I had everybody list their favorite shows from the last, like, 15 years. And most of them I had seen less than half a season's worth. All right, let's see what we got here. Also, thanks everybody for coming by on a random afternoon stream. Good to see everybody. We are most definitely keeping this. Gonna make us discard? No, it's oh, you know what? That's not bad. Considering Torch the Tower actually removes it permanently. So that's kind of nice. Alright. I'm gonna assume you don't have anything else going on, so... I mean, they have removal spells, but... that's just something we know we gotta deal with. Bandit's Talents. Are they playing skeletons or no? I think that's the question. I don't know that answer. Oh, well, dang it. I would have discarded the land if I knew I was going to draw a forest. I mean, Visionary's got to die, right? Because you can't let me draw extra cards. Like, if your plan is to kill us with discard, like... I mean, if you're going to let us... has to be a cut down, right? Oh. Final Verdict. Okay. Sure. Or Final Vengeance. Sorry. Weird. Oh, I see. Because... they can sacrifice this and get it back is what they're doing. I got it. So this isn't really a discard deck at all. This is just a bunch of removal in a pile. Is all this is. I see. Alright. So here's the plan. Oh no. I wanted to play a Voja.
No more distractions.
Dang it. That's tough. This is tough. Alright, well, Voja's got to go away.
I'm tired of your secrets. Fine. I know when I'm not wanted.
Oh, no. Alright, well, that's probably going to get us. Man, only drawing 3 creatures is not a way we can win these battles either. I mean, they have to be removal cards, right? Like, if you're not doing anything else, what else are they? Wow, using that on just a little Sentinel, but alright. Sure, you get a land. Alright, just pass. I mean, if I'm drawing land and none of my big threats, I mean, that's just kind of how it's going to end up. Another removal? Sure. Oh, well, they have removal in hand then, obviously. They're not even worried about that being on top. And a Hopeless Nightmare. Yep, that's going to be tough. Yeah, alright. GG's. We drew pretty dead there. We got to draw more threats than that. Gotta be more active. I mean, there's probably I don't know. Maybe if I went back, there's probably like a world where I get rid of the... I don't know. Maybe I get rid of the bandit's talent. I have no idea. We get to go first. Let's keep this. Let's see what we get to do. All right. Yep, cut down still works. So many bandits talents lately. We'll just take our time, let them kill some things. Oh, that's what we're doing. Huh, this is an interesting choice, isn't it? I don't know. I'm going to take a bad gamble here. Because I have a feeling we're going to lose the Visionary anyway. But if we don't, it's a chance for us to play this and draw a card. But I have to assume they have either another discard spell, so I lose one of these anyway, or a way to kill the Visionary. I don't think we get both of these things. Yep. I was going to say, there's no way we're getting all that. Alright, I'll kill this. Mostly just to get threats down and, like, force their hand a little bit. Alright. And maybe we'll draw something cheap so we can get extra cards. That would be nice. Alright, here comes 4 mana for Shieldred. Alright, well, we're about to lose some life because we're going to be drawing cards here. That's a good card. No way we're going to get to keep that. There's like 0 chance we get to keep this card, right? Or are they just going to level that up? Okay. Maybe we do get to keep it. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let us put some groove in it. Sure. Untap white land. Oh, well, it was a white land. We almost did it right. Okay, so we're going to lose the bodyguard because there's no way they didn't draw some amount of removal there. So, like, how do we get out of trouble here? Man, if this was an untapped land, at least I would have been able to get some amount of life back, but this is going to hurt. Maybe there's a world where, like, we take 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we, like, back-to-back Visionaries off the top, that would be pretty tough, but that would help. I don't know. Maybe they've got 3 lands and only 2 actual spells at hand. Who knows? Maybe they're holding all lands. I have no idea. If you're going to kill something, you kill the bodyguard. Right? Oh, we have to sacrifice 2 creatures. Okay. I guess it's this and this. Keep the ones doing the most work and hitting the hardest. Interesting they didn't choose the discard option. So they want the cards that are in their hand. I guess arguably I could have kept the Visionary. Because that would have been what, 1 less life? Because we still would have been attacking for 4? So that's something to note. Probably should have kept the Visionary, actually. That was a mistake. I mean, don't be wrong. Like, a point is a point, and it could matter, but it could have been another card, which possibly could have been another creature here. So, that probably is a mistake. Yep, here we go. They're going to get him a bodyguard. Yep. Alright, we'll at least get some life for our troubles. Sure. You get a land. I mean, here's the problem, though. We're going to go to 5. Really, the only thing we can have is another Get Lost here, I think. If we have a Get Lost, we maybe still have a fighting chance. Otherwise, I don't think anything matters. And the card in their hands live? Oh yeah, we're wrecked. Yeah, that's nothing. Alright. GG's. Like, almost there, but we drew kind of dead in the middle. I needed to draw one of my big cards there. We needed a Voja, we needed a Selvala, we needed something. And we just didn't find them. Very sad. Or even a Tyvar, because then we could have just pumped and attacked, and that would have been good enough too. Okay, sure. Why not? We'll just play Iconoclast, try to play Bodyguard, and we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll have an untapped land by then for Selvala. Let's see how this goes. Oh, this is a rough sign. Though, if this is like domain, then we have somewhat of a chance because of the bodyguards being able to remove like big Atraxas and stuff, but we'll see. Yep, that's exactly what this is. Can I get an untapped red land? No, not even close. This really puts us in a spot because I kind of need the Selvala next turn, which is probably just going to get removed, but kind of got to try. I've been playing Herald Reputation for a long time. Like, that's not even new on this channel. I messed up. I should have attacked first. Because they might have actually used their Leyline on a Iconoclast. Oh, they had a Get Lost, though. Okay, fair. Then it didn't really matter. I'm going to go ahead and do this instead of attacking. And if they just have another thing to get rid of something, then fine. Yep, that was going to be a matter of time before that happened. Alright, so now we have... If we can find Get Lost, that becomes a real thing here. Because Get Lost can also just unlock Glissa, if need be. I mean, they also might just play, like, one of the Overlords or something here. Oh, temporary lockdown? Yeah, that's legit. Like, I'm not mad at that. Come on, Get Lost. That's what we really want. You are not it, friend. Didn't get any multi-lands this game either. These are almost all the basics in the deck, so that's a little tough. Wow, they're like, no, you get nothing. Okay, they're setting up for their play next turn. So, yeah, I guess we just go with this. I mean, they're at 9. I don't think we're going to get them much lower than that, though. Our draw's been pretty clunky, and we haven't been able to play more than one spell a turn. So this has not been good. Angel, sure. I mean, I will say this, though. For the fact that we really haven't done much this game, and we still were in this, considering we didn't really get to even hardly play any spells. Alright, that should do it. Yeah, that was actually still winnable. And the reason I say that is, like, we still could have, like, gotten this back the previous turn. Like, we just didn't draw anything worth a damn with this draw. But cool that we could even still be in the fight with nothing. So that's kind of cool. Oh, games are what they are. We're just testing a bunch of stuff I have sitting around. No red mana, but I'll keep this anyway. This is fine. We're technically the aggressor here. There. That's definitely not what we want to see, but we're going to have to hope they don't have one of their protected by ghost or wherever that thing is. If they don't, there is a world where we could, like, Gwenna into Voja and do some stuff. But if they do, it's going to suck for us. Yeah, I'm not interested in blocking. Do what you're going to do. Why did I know that was going to happen? I was like, as soon as I do this, I'm going to draw an untapped red source. Then what? Like, I was just thinking that. Man. Because that's what we need. But, let's assume, what if Gwenna does live? Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could untap Gwenna, still have Torch the tower. If not, then I'm using all my mana. I guess so. Like, I don't love this, but okay. It's kind of like the best thing we can do here. I mean, if for some reason Gwenna doesn't die, this ends up being great. But I'm assuming she has to die. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, that makes the most sense. Oh, they have enough. Well, they can't play that one, so that's fine. Alright, so I guess I block? Give it first strike? Oh, rage. Yeah, but then we still trade, right? Yeah, so that's fine. That was nowhere near as bad as that could have been. That was kind of great, actually. Like, that was awesome sauce. Now what do we do? I guess I could put this on Elf. Tap all of that to untap Gwenna. Still leave this up. Alright, we'll pass. And we know that 2 Sheltered by Ghost are gone. And they can't use that on Voja because Voja has Ward 3. We could possibly not block, which is a risk, and we could maybe die. Oh, Manifold Mouse is gross. Actually, no, we could do this before we get to the attack step. They could also protect the mouse too, though. Alright, I'm going to do it. They probably have it, but... Ooh, they didn't. We got lucky. Alright. That's really good for us. Because now we can kind of just block with no concern and not care. Like, that's a 5-5. We trade. Actually, if we go to 5, they don't really have a way to kill us. Right? I don't think those play enough direct damage that we have to worry about. So, I'm willing to... I mean, I don't even care, right? I have another Voja anyway. Let's just block. Let's just get their creatures off the board. It's smarter just to get stuff out of the way. Oh, that first strikes, though. I forgot about that. I forgot I had the first strike thing on it. Gosh damn it. That was stupid. Completely my idiotic fault. Alright, so we're going to go green, red here. Play this. I'll still kill it, and we'll still be fine here. But that was just a dumb block. I totally forgot about the first strike. Alright, well, that worked out anyway. Here we go. Get us more tokens, more blockers. We'll attack. Alright. Now, unless they have a seriously big sweeper, this should be game. Alright, opponent says GG. Sounds good. I get to see the legend live. I don't know how much of a legend I am, but you do get to see me live. Ajalia, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Hey, Lions. And a new follower, Merit Leash. Thank you. Lots of activity this evening. I was going to say afternoon, but it's definitely evening, even for me here on the West Coast. All right, we're going to play 1 or 2 more of these, and then I might roll something else out. Blech, we definitely can't keep this. This hand's trash. This is a lot better. But I think we have to put Voja back in the pile. Keep it. Put Voja back in the pile. And here we go. Man, like, we don't even want to play against any more discard decks. They're not even fun to watch. Come on, people. What are we doing? Play a bat so I can at least use this torch the tower. Make me feel good. Fear of lost teeth? Yeah, sure. Alright. Sure. Oh, and of course I drew the other green land there. Oh, there's white mana in there. Look at that. Okay, well, we'll try to do what we can here. And they go to 14. We're in top deck mode, basically. Victor, does this have to do with enchantments? Is that the guy? Whenever enchantment you control enters, surveil 2. If it's a second time, opponent discards a card. If it's the third time, put a card from your graveyard on the battlefield. Man, if I'd have played smarter last turn and just played this tapped and not got greedy for that 1 point, I'd have a Voja right now. But I didn't, so I don't. So here's what we're going to do. All right, fair enough. I mean, just got to get in what we can. They probably have another victor, is probably why they blocked. Yeah, I knew it. Sometimes you just know things, but we'll put this on elf, and we get this anyway, so that worked out. All right, they're at 4. And whatever they do, they have to be spending it to kill Voja here. So if they have a go for the throat, that's all their mana. Oh, not necessarily true, because now they have nowhere to run, so they can just target Voja anyway. Oh, that's gross. Well, if they have it, Voja's dead. They did have it. But they are also at 3, basically at 2. So if we just activate a land... Oh, wait, actually, if we activate... Oh, it just becomes a 3/3 anyway. So if we're going to do it, I'd probably rather do it with the Cavern of Souls. So let's get green. Green. Let's do this. And basically say, like, you got to block. All right, down to 2. Now if I draw an untapped land, I could still attack with the prairie. Yep, that'll do it. Voja is a dead card because Jewel Bland Portal... No, not at all. You could totally still play Voja. Like, are you saying if you never drew... What if you never drew your Jeweled Lotus? You could never cast your Voja? That's also silly. Like, Voja's totally fine. All right. Okay, so the only thing I think we learned through those games was that we want one less Werefox Bodyguard and one more Get Lost. We have a lot of creatures in the deck at 28, so I don't think losing a creature is going to hurt us. Obviously, Tyvar was good, did what it was supposed to. Voja was good, no complaints there. We didn't draw Selvala as much as I would like, but I think that card is really good. Honestly, I kind of wanted another Glissa, but the problem is I don't think I want another Glissa unless we're playing another Gwenna. So it gets a little weird. If we wanted to play 61 and play one more Gwenna, I think we could justify something in here, like cut another Werefox Bodyguard to go up on Glissa. Because part of the problem, and we sort of knew this in the original build, is that we were going to be off sometimes with all this extra mana and nothing to do with it. This deck doesn't actually want a banner. The thing is, you don't want to take a turn off to play banner, because your creatures just being +1/+1 aren't good enough. Like, that's not really what you want. Like, I would rather play another Visionary before I played another banner, is the thing. Banner's not a bad card, but on turn 3, you'd rather be removing something or playing a Gwenna to set up another play or whatever. You're not looking to just play a banner, really. Like, the mana is nice, but we only really need, like, one off-color mana in black. And we have Stalwarts, we have Loam Speakers, we have Gwennas. So, like, you just don't need that. Even though it's tempting. Now, I would say this. If you're stuck for rares and can't play some in the deck, no need to craft bodyguards or whatever. Just play other removal and then go ahead and play something like the banners in those spots. I think that's a totally reasonable thing. But if you do have the other cards, obviously you want to fire those up and play those. But yeah, I think this is close to the final list I would make available if we were going to put this up. So I think we're going to go 4 Torch of Tower, 3 Sentinel Stalwart, 4 Get Lost, 3 Leaf Ground Visionary, 4 Loam Speaker, 3 Yavimaya Iconoclast, 2 Werefox Bodyguard, 1 Gwenna, 2 Tyvar, 3 Glissa, 2 Selvala, 1 Big Glissa, 4 Voja, 2 Plains, a Mountain, 4 Forest, 4 Copperline Gorge, 2 Inspiring Vantage. There's a bunch of 1s and 2s of lands here just to make everything work. And of course, 4 Cavern of Souls. Oh man, And like always, check out the other videos because we have lots of cool stuff, always doing lots of interesting in Standard. Because honestly, I think Standard's way more flexible and bigger than people think it is. But that's all I have for you for now. We will see you next time. Done. We got that one recorded. That went better than I thought, honestly. Really, our only major losses were the two middle ones to the discard decks, right? And then we won some I didn't think we were going to win, which is kind of cool. So I'm kind of into it. Like, Elves was much better than I thought it was going to be. I honestly, Tyvar is a very interesting card because it gives you just like a big blocker. Even if it's just like, okay, you have a Shieldred, but you're never going to attack with it. You know what I mean? Like, as long as you have some other creature or token. And it coincidentally works really well with Gwenna being easy to activate its thing. It works with Selvala because you get more creatures you can tap. Or when you go to pump, those extra creatures all get the +1/+1, or actually +X. You know, so like it's good stuff. Good stuff. Hard to complain about this one. So I'm gonna put a little asterisk on this one since we got that working. What else do we have we can goof around with? I have a lot of stuff here. There's the Mardu value pile, which is just a mess of cards. This Cruelclaw. Let's mess around with the Cruelclaw Reanimator because I saw a version of that the other day that I goofed around and kind of updated. Let's talk about it. Let me do a quick check on a couple of things. Lots of y'all coming in on the different platforms. Am I watching the baseball playoffs? I just saw that. No, actually, I haven't watched a single baseball game all this season. And not even that like I'm against it per se. I just haven't. like I like really even for basketball. Actually, I say that I did see like half of a preseason basketball game. Yeah, I don't know. I think my problem, like baseball did get a lot better last season. I think the rules changes sped up the game a lot more, made it a much more watchable product, which is good. But I've just been mostly on football, partly because I'm in like 6 fantasy football leagues, I think. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 this season. I've been wondering if I had any plans on updating your Burrows burn deck you made a while back. What do you need updated about it? I mean, were there new burn spells to include? I don't know if there were. like, Gibbage says, have I done any tinkering with Rakdos Sacrifice deck from a few weeks ago? No. Most of the decks, y'all, once I'm done, they're just done. Like, I do them, and I make a bunch of other stuff. So, if it comes up again, it's just because, like, it was somewhere being deck number, like, 85 in the rotation of things I tested. Or, like, something major happened in the metagame where a particular deck getting updated is probably good against one of the top decks or something. But usually I'm just, like, trying different stuff. In a weird situation, like, I could see myself going back and doing some other decks, or at least some versions of decks I've done over the next 2 weeks. But that might be more because, like, right now, while I'm plotting, like, I have a lot of stuff going on. Like, I'm going to be doing a speaking engagement at a high school next week. I have Vegas the following weekend, right? So, to save myself time, there's decks I already basically have done all the research and work on. So, I could see myself going back to a couple of those, you know? But it's not something I do regularly. Didn't have enough wild cards, so I substituted with Preacher. Preacher's a good card. Like, that's not a bad thing to substitute with. Mostly wondering since Artist Talent and Screaming Nemesis are out. I don't know if I'd play Artist Talent in that deck, but let me go bring it up. What would make me want to play Artist Talent in that deck? Whenever you cast non-creature spell, you can discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Yeah, I don't think non-creature spell. Like, the problem is, I think the issue here is that the second level almost doesn't matter because all your stuff is super cheap. The things that aren't cheap are like your O'Hare Ashnell and stuff, right? So you're not even getting that much benefit by going to level 2. So you're taking a turn off to even play this initially. You're probably not ever really wanting to level to 2, but you kind of have to if you want to get to level 3. But I don't even know if level 3 is that worth it. Yeah, I'd have to really think about it. I don't think I would play Artist Talent. I think Screaming Nemesis is more than fine. I think that card's actually really good. But yeah, I wouldn't be playing Artist Talent in there. I think Artist Talent is too gimmicky, partly because you're also going to be spending your mana, like picking off their early creatures. You know, like the only place it's good, I will say, is against basically the non-creature decks, right? The mono white, Caretaker's Talent, whatever decks, and like the mono black discard stuff. So then you're always able to just like keep cycling and having other cards effectively. But like outside of those, I don't know if you'd really want it. And against the creature decks, that's just a bad card. Like that's basically a dead card for you. You don't ever want that. You'd rather be using turns 2, 3, 4 to just pick off stuff and set up your later plays. I don't think you'd ever want that against like mono green, Boros aggro variants. Like it's just bad against all the aggro stuff. Like mono red, you'll never even get a chance to do the other stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's not what you want to be doing. Hell, honestly, I might be more inclined to play 1 or 2 copies of Roller Crusher Ride before I played the Artist Talents. And I don't even think you need to be playing Roller Crusher Rides, and I'm just saying, I would play that before I played the Artist Talents. Just to be clear. All right. Let's get another one fired up here. Have I considered, like I've done in the past, a budget version of a deck you've done that works in Standard? No, because most of them won't work as budget decks. I mean, here's a hard conversation. Let's have a real. Let me back out of this. Let's have a real chat here for a second. Because I get that budget decks are needed. Like, okay, first off, I don't put a ton of budget decks on my channel because budget decks just don't draw views. Unless I package it super creatively or whatever, and I have to dance around the fact that it's a budget list and I'm just making a video, then sure. But I can't. If I promote it as a budget list, it just doesn't get views. Even though people say they want budget decks, they don't watch budget decks. Unless your channel is about budget stuff, then obviously you're going to get the views about it because those are the people that you draw. That said, that aside, the reality is a lot of decks are just better not being budget decks, right? There's not a good budget version of some decks. Like, there's just certain cards. Like, you can't do a budget Reanimator deck, as an example, right? Because you need some of those big rare creatures to reanimate, right? You can reanimate other stuff, but they're just going to be worse and not have the same impact. So you just can't have a budget. I mean, I guess you could do some version where those are the only rares, which is possible, I suppose, but it's just not going to be as efficient as the other thing. Now, there are some decks that are already basically budget friendly. If you're talking about any of the like Harijin style decks, right? Those are already basically budget friendly. All the counters, the draw spells, whatever, those are all commons and uncommons. You're mostly just playing like Harijin as your rare. Maybe if you're playing a couple of the new versions that play like the big rare crabs or whatever. But even then, you know, what you're talking about, 8 to 10 rares or mythics maybe. So like those are budget builds. There's the mono red decks, obviously, are predominantly budget builds. Even if you include Leyline, right? Those are still budget. Some of those things already exist. I would say to some level, the black-white, like Pixie, Tithing Blade, you know, whatever deck, like that's a budget deck. That's actually competitive, right? Like those are competitive decks that are budget. But those are also kind of known decks. You know what I mean? So it doesn't even benefit me to make a video about it because people could get 5 minutes into it and go like, oh yeah, I've already seen this deck before, or I've already seen something like this. So it's already less exciting for a lot of people. Now, I do feel you, like if there was some way to say, like the mono white decks that are good, right? Like let's say, I don't know, let me pull one up. for example, was the White Enchantments deck, was that the one? Yeah, like if we were able to do something like this and say, all right, let's find a way we could play this as a budget. Yeah, Tolarian Terror is exactly in the Haughty Djinn deck, and that's a common, right? But even this deck, it's like, all right, it plays Get Lost, Caretaker's Talent, Enduring Innocence. But like these are key cards in this deck, right? You can't not have those, right? You have to have Caretaker's Talent. Maybe we could get around Get Lost and play some other removal, which would be reasonable. But like, there's no replacement for the Caretaker's Talents and the Enduring Innocence, right? These are the cards that push this deck. They're the engine that make it go. So you have to be able to have those. And then it's like, okay, well, Toby, maybe we could do without Toby. We can find something else that makes tokens. Like, that's reasonable. But there's no replacement for Ghostly Dancers, right? You play a thing, get another body that triggers another thing. Or unlocks your Dollmaker shop or whatever. There's nothing else like that, right? There's nothing else like Overlord of the Mistmoors. So, like, this deck, I couldn't even go back and say, let's make a budget version, because, like, you just can't. You literally just go, like, if we made a budget version, it's just worse. Not saying maybe it can't be playable, but it's going to be significantly worse than the regular version. And for me, budget is somewhere between 10 and 12 rares, or mythics. I know some people say budget is no rares, something like that. I don't think that's realistic. I think everybody has some number of rares or mythics in their collection, or some number of wild cards. And there's some cards you just craft because you're going to use them in multiple decks anyway. Right? Like, we already know Caretaker's Talent, Get Lost, Virtue of Loyalty, Overlords of Mistmoors, Dollmaker Shop, Fountain Port. Like, these cards have all shown up in multiple decks. So, I don't think there's anything wrong with including those and saying, yeah, there's some extra rares, but you craft these, you're going to use them on other things down the road anyway. But, ultimately, there's just some decks like this that will just be significantly worse and possibly unplayable if you cut down to under 10 rares. Because even with this, I would say, like, let's say we can find other removal for the Get Lost, or replacements. We still have Caretaker's Talent, Enduring Innocence, and I'm already kind of skimping on those in this list, and that's 5, right? So half your budget is already gone. We can cut Toby's for something else, but you can't cut Ghostly Dancers if you wanted to do it late game stuff. So that's 8. We could probably get rid of Season of the Burrow for some other removal or token makers, sure. I guess we could do without Virtue of Loyalty. Maybe. But then Overlords, you can't replace those. So then that's 8. 12, right? And then Dollmaker Shop, that's already 11. And then that means no Fountain Ports if you're on a budget. So, like, no matter what you're doing, you're cutting something that just makes the deck more efficient or more powerful. You know? So it's a tough one. And that's why, to answer the original question, like, why I don't go back and do budget versions of a lot of the decks is it just doesn't work. And then here's the other problem. And this is a whole separate thing. But when I have done budget decks, you know what the first thing is people ask? What does a non-budget version look like? So it's like I should have just done the non-budget version to begin with, because that's what everybody wants, right? So it's just like, or the problem is, people will build the budget version, and then I start getting comments or people asking my DMs like, hey, you put up this budget version deck the other day. I played it for a little while. Do you have suggestions for the full version now? And it's like, okay, well, now I got to go do another thing that's going to have completely different results with different cards, with different testing. So now people have something to aspire to. And then it's like, well, can I include the budget or the non-budget version at the end of the video so people have the option? Which isn't a bad idea, but then I get questions from people saying like, well, why don't you play some games with the other version as well so I can see that too? And it's like, well, the video's already like 35, 45 minutes. You know, like now I'm hurting my metrics because nobody wants to watch that long of a video once it gets to an hour and a half or whatever to see enough games with the multiple different decks. So it's a tough thing. It really is. It's not just cut and dry on making budget or non-budget videos. I do agree that it is nice to have budget talent out there. And I think the channels that specialize in budget content are good for people to have. I think it actually is good to be out there. And I do them every once in a while, but it's usually just the decks happen to be budget decks, right? I don't start out with the idea of like, let's make a budget version of whatever. It's just like, that just happens to be the thing. And that's okay, right? I mean, if I think that's even better because then it shows people that, oh, okay, there are things that just come together to be good decks that happen to be budget decks. Well, not all the videos have non-ranked games. I don't generally. I have the non-ranked games when it's like a brand new deck or something weird that I'm trying for a game or two, just so I can get familiar with the cards, and then I play the rest of the games on the ladder. Because, like, if you notice, the last couple of days there weren't any non-ranked games because they were all cards. I wasn't gonna do non-ranked games with the like Gruul counters deck. I knew all the cards, I know how the deck works. Like, we just hop into the games. Same thing with like the Boros Toys deck, right? Like, we already know how it works. Other people have already played it. I can just hop into the ranked games with it. So even that had a purpose as to why I was doing it. Now, that's the other thing too. If people just wanted budget versions that were for the play queue, I think that's more realistic for people, honestly, than the expectation of, I'm going to play this budget build and then I'm going to go, I don't know, rank up 3 levels on the ladder in 45 minutes, right? That's just not a thing generally. Because just the way it's built, the games as a whole, not just Magic, but all games, like, there's just a lot of more powerful cards at Rare and Mythic. Oh, Gatewatch, you're in that one of those folks that don't have power right now. Ugh, I feel for you. I hope you get power back soon, friend. Seriously. But yeah, there's stuff like, I don't know, is this close to budget and playable? Probably. Let's see, Novus Inspector. Warden's rare. That's not. That is, no, that's not. That's uncommon. That's not. So yeah, so this deck's close to budget. If you wanted to call it a budget deck, it's got what? Outside of your lands. Of course, your lands are rare, mythic, whatever. You got to have the lands. But this has, like, I don't know, what's that? 4, 7, 8, 9, 13 rares? So, I mean, I guess it's kind of budget. I mean, your lands, obviously, but again, you're going to play all these lands all the time anyway. So, like, this is a budget-ish build. Like, you could probably get away playing this if you wanted to. And this hasn't made a video yet either. This is just something else I've been goofing around with. But outside of the lands, this is basically a budget deck. Because you could also, like, cut a Warden or whatever. You could play, like, one less War Leader's Call if you wanted to. Like, there's things you could do to get it within budget parameters if you really wanted. But yeah, this is an example of a deck that I didn't even start out making it a budget deck. It just happens to fall into that category, you know? And that's okay. I think this is the best example because, like, okay, start out, just let's make a good deck. And in the process, we discovered that it's close to a budget build. But I'll be honest, like, I occasionally do check in if I see something pop up on YouTube, and I'll check somebody's budget content out. But, you know, being real, a lot of those budget decks just don't perform as well as non-budget decks. This is what I tell people too. Don't worry about trying to build every deck you see on a creator's channel. What you should be doing is just try to take away lessons from those decks, right? What combination of cards work together? What plays happened during the game that helped that person win or led to them losing that were incorrect plays or whatever? That's the stuff you should be looking for. So when you get around to building your own deck, or you get enough wild cards to do whatever you want, whatever, you now have all that information downloaded to help you make better choices, right? That's what you should be looking for more than just, I got to build this deck, I got to build that deck. Because the reality is, I think most players would be better benefited if they stuck with one deck for at least a month at a time. So that way you get tons and tons of practice. You get hundreds of games under you. A lot of stuff becomes easier to figure out because you've seen those situations over and over. Because here's the problem, right? If you play a deck, like, if just using myself as an example, right? If you're copying every deck I play every day and you go play it on the ladder, you're going to have a lot of situations with cards you haven't used before that you're going to have to be solving on the fly, right? Because even if you watch me play it, you're going to see, what, 6 or 8 games maybe? That's still a small sample size. And some of those decks we go up against might be repeat styles decks, right? So you're going to be running into new scenarios where you just don't know how to navigate those. But if you were playing any one deck for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever, now you're seeing more of those scenarios, and now you know how to play through them, right? You've made plays before that didn't work, or you made plays before that did work. So now you have that knowledge base to go from. And yeah, you tweak it as you go along, as the metagame changes or whatever. You know, maybe you need to add more enchantment removal or more graveyard removal, whatever the case is, right? But you stick close to that thing that you know works now, and you probably get more wins. I always think one of the things that hurts people is that they're constantly chasing the dragon, so to speak, trying to get, oh, well, this creator played this deck and they went 8-1, or this one played this one, they went undefeated, and this person went 6-2, or whatever. But then they get into the games and they're struggling. And then they're like, okay, well, that worked for 2 days. I'm going to go get another deck. And then that worked for a day. I'm going to go get another deck. And it's like, at some point, it's not the deck. Like, it's your knowledge base and your skill base that isn't matching up. Or just accepting that sometimes you're just getting bad matchups. Like, that's a thing too, right? So yeah, I don't think it's always about the deck. Hell, I would argue, and I used to tell people this all the time back when I was playing competitively a lot, I think even if there is a defined best deck in the format, if you were not good at playing that deck or that style of deck, or it doesn't hold your interest, you'd be better off playing a choice of decks 2, 3, 4, or 5 in the format, and you're probably going to win more than you would playing the best deck. Seriously, I've seen it time and time again. Hell, I've even done it where I knew a deck was the best deck in the format, but I played something else I'm more interested in, and then I top 8 the next tournament I play. So, I don't know. And we're kind of off topic here. We started talking about like budget stuff, but I think there was a lot of things that needed to be said. But yeah, I'll talk y'all's ears off about all kinds of things. Davwad says, speaking of bad matchups, facing off versus a pile of black removal spells while playing a heavy creature deck. But even then, right, like, if you're playing the same deck a lot, you learn how to navigate that, right? You learn what order to play your cards, like what is more valuable in certain situations. Whereas if you haven't played that particular deck a lot, well, now you're having to figure it all out, right? What do you mean is knowing your card in your deck is better than building a creator deck? I think knowing the strategy around the deck in detail. And I think that's what people forget. Is it's not just copying the... I tell people all the time, like, I won't say completely ignore, but you should downgrade the importance of whether a deck is winning or losing when you're watching it. What you should be looking for and understanding is how and why the deck is winning or losing, right? Because, again, I played that Gruul Counters deck a couple days ago, went undefeated. I don't expect that deck to be an undefeated deck for people to go download it. Hell, one of my opponents, the last opponent, I think I didn't even understand some of the plays they were making for like 3 or 4 of the turns. So like that was, I probably won that last one because the opponent played poorly. Right? But if you look at that and go, oh, this deck went, whatever it was, 5-0 or whatever, and it beat this deck and this mono black deck and this Golgari deck and whatever, like awesome. But if you're not paying attention to how it won, then you're giving yourself an incorrect result, right? To follow. And I even said in the video, like if you're actually watching the games, I said like we had no right to win this game. Like I literally said like a couple of turns before we got to the finish, and I said it again at the finish. Like we shouldn't even be in this game to, I don't believe we're going to win this game. This is absurd, right? But if you don't take that away and just go, oh, well, it won, that's all that matters. It's like, no, that's the least of things that matter sometimes. Because the other side of that is, a deck might just go 4-3 or something, but if 2 of those losses were one to just getting mana flooded or something, and the other one was like, I misplayed that led to a loss, then maybe it's really like a 6-1 deck, right? And now you're not even giving the deck a chance to go play it because you didn't get the right lesson you took away from it, right? So I tell people all the time, watch and understand why and how decks are winning or losing more than if they're winning or losing. Brandon says, have a great stream. Gonna go play some Gloomhaven. Ooh, that's a very involved game, but have fun. All right, so back to where we were. This Cruelclaw Reanimator thing. Let's see if we can knock this out. All right, what's up, Dragon Brood? Today we have something very fun and interesting. Some Reanimator action, but not the way you think it is. We're going to be playing some Cruelclaw so we can get some of those big things for free. The problem is we also need some flexible big things that we can use if we don't get to reanimate them or get them for free. So that's how this is going to be built. I will say this is a deck that was been going around online the last couple of days. I believe this was in a league online, and then a couple of creators have played it and stuff. But I kind of took some liberties and made a few changes to this list to make it more friendly for what I think it needs to be for best of one. So we've got some duress. Obviously, no surprise, we know what duress is good for. But Greedy Freebooter, this is one I added for two reasons. One, if we do have some of the big things on top of our library and don't have a thing to do with it, we can tuck them on the bottom. We also get some treasure that can make it easier to cast those big things if we already have one in hand, which I like. Some Bitter Triumph, obviously a way to kill stuff. We can also put things in the graveyard. Liliana lets us kill things, but also lets us put things in the graveyard. Infamous Cruelclaw, obviously, lets us get stuff for free. Shieldred, we already love that card. Coiling Rebirth. This is one, and this is where one of the places I made changes as well, was I think the early versions had either 3 or 4 of these. My concern, though, was there were some things we were trying to get that are legendary, and you're not going to get the benefit anyway. So I couldn't really decide if it was worth it to have that or not. I just cut it down to 2. Then we still have some Harvester of Misery, some quick removal if we need it, but also can get rid of a bunch of tokens. We have some Cruelty of Gix, which is great for a lot of reasons, right? Strip your opponent's hand, go find key cards that you're looking for, or just return something from the graveyard. One of those things I wanted was a Bonehorde Dracosaur. Now, the earlier versions did not have this. They just had 2 copies of Vein Ripper, where I have 1. My thing is, though, I wanted more opportunities to hit something off the top that was significant, and I wanted the Dracosaur. Dracosaur also just gets us access to more cards if things go sideways. And one of the ways we can hit those is with Trumpeting Carnosaur, because this can get things that are 5 or less. And Dracosaur happens to be 5. But we are playing a full set of these because we can also use them as removal for planeswalkers and creatures. Then some Virtue of Persistence. Late game can also be a Reanimator spell if we need it to be. And additionally, I went down to 3 Valgavas. I think the original list had 4. But again, it was like not having enough mana to cast them if they were in our hand. You know, the other list had ways to discard cards and draw more, but I kind of wanted to go a little bit of a different route with this and see if it works for best of one. Some extra early creatures to block with and whatnot, but we'll see. But that's the build we're going to rock and roll with. If you like what you see at the end of all this, there will be a link in the description. You can go over to Moxfield and download it. They're a channel sponsor. And you can reanimate some monsters yourself. But let's go see if big monsters out of the graveyard is the way to win today. And then let's go see what we can find. What, Cruelclaw, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. Corlin says, so build no deck from a creator's channel. Jink it is. That's kind of half of the lesson. But you shouldn't be trying to build every single deck we play. Some of the decks we play are mostly for entertainment purposes. This is interesting. I guess we keep it. Because ultimately, this can help us get mana, potentially. We could kill something and put this in the graveyard, which sets up a Coiling Rebirth for later. So yeah, we'll see what's up. I will admit, Coiling Rebirth into a Vein Ripper is pretty nice. Opponent. Gunner Surveil. I'm not sure what that means. I'm going to go and just play this. I thought about just playing Freebooter there, then having 2 mana available with a Bitter Triumph, but Wormlet, you got it. Did not think that's what we were doing. But good to know. And another Fable Passage. Alright. I think I'm just going to pass here. Obviously, there's going to be some artifact-related thing here. Oh, this is what we're doing? Oh, gosh. We can't win this matchup, right? I mean, I guess we can, but God, we're going to have to get pretty lucky. And hope they don't have bounce spells on top of everything else. I mean, it's doable. We have access to 4 mana already. If we get to a 5th, we get 2 Vein Rippers. Yeah, it's just going to be real tight. That's all. It's just going to be real tight. Alright, pass the turn. We'll have to lose 3 life to kill the first... I mean, I don't even know if we want to kill it. We kind of want them to block, but kind of don't. I mean, I guess we just have to maintain things for the time being, though. So let's go ahead and just kill it. I kind of want all the cards in hand, sadly. It's also possible we get like a Cruelclaw or something here. Or not. I guess I could have just discarded a land in that case. Yeah, that's a little tough. I mean, I don't know. What are the odds that their hand's just a bunch of lands and not actual things they can cast? Probably low, but, you know, maybe. I wouldn't assume so, though. Oh, now that's not suspicious. You just have you have 5 mana and you just opted to not do anything? Alright, maybe they'll make a token and block. Is that their game plan here? Oh, they're gonna do it. Oh, they started to. Alright, that's good for us. Oh, no, they're just making... Oh, they made a treasure? Oh. Well, crap. What does that mean? Why did you make a treasure there? They didn't cast anything. Alright, I'm just going to do it. I don't know any other way we get out of this anyway. So let's give them a card and get 2 Duders, right? I mean, it's a crazy gamble, but I think it's all we got. I mean, maybe their hand is just like the counter with the spree on it, maybe? I don't know. But even then, they would have left that up to counter something, so I don't think that's it. Oh, Shamil. That's what they wanted to make sure they had mana for. That tracks. That makes a lot of sense. So they were just making sure they had 6 mana for the following turn, but then they drew another land anyway. I think is what happened. Alright, so they cast that, they gain some life. They get another dude. I mean, we could just die next turn. Like a bounce spell plus anything, and we could die. Which is tough. What do we want here? Not that. That's definitely not what we want here. Okay. Every creature that dies is 4 points right now. On both sides. I mean, I guess I gotta just attack with the flyers. If they get rid of our dudes, I guess we just die. I mean, this is a matchup I don't think we're supposed to win anyway. So we're just gonna hope for the best. Because I don't know what else we're gonna do here. Oh, you have a bounce spell too? That's... Oh, maybe not? Oh, they do. They've been the Flood Maw. Yep, alright. That's tough. I mean, they at least sacrifice the thing, so death isn't so imminent now. So that's kind of nice. That's a good trade-off. Alright, hold a card. Well, now that we have a choice, we had 2 land. But a card being in hand means there's a chance we could get to do something with Cruelclaw. This is a weird spot for them too, right? Because if we chump block, we get a benefit out of it. Yeah, they're not even attacking. That makes sense. Ooh. Nope, I'm a mana short. Ah, why did you not die along the way, freebooter? Alright, well, I mean, Actually, 6. Oh, it's only 8. I was thinking if they double block and kill the Cruelclaw. But, alright. Oh, you're going to bounce that too? Ooh, I guess we could just recast it. That's fine. Yeah, that's okay. Well, they still lose 2. They go to 10. And then we just recast it, because we have infinite mana, apparently. We have not missed a land drop. Alright, they're at 11. Probably at 12. I love how sometimes Freebooter just keeps people from attacking. Yeah, the ugly situation here is the opponent really doesn't benefit from attacking or blank. Alright. Oh, so they're going to kill it. That's cool. Alright, so they got rid of it. Legit. So they go to 8. They gain 1. I lose a creature. They go to 7. Oh, no! Not only that, they got 2 artifacts. That's 2 more life. Ugh. Worst case scenario. Technically, they get 3 artifacts. 4, actually, because they make another token. Alright, well. Whoa, wait, what? Oh, no, we were 2 short last time? No! Oh, yeah, we're dead. Oh, that sucks. Oh, and they had a leveler. Yeah, alright, GG's. Things definitely did not go our way in that one. We didn't deserve to win that one, though. Though, to be fair, if I'd have found another removal along the way, that would have been nice. Or even another Reanimator spell, right? Because I could have just got one of our dudes back out of the yard. So we had outs. We just didn't draw any of them. This is the all-defense hand. We will keep this. Don't know if that's good or a bad thing. Great if we're playing against, like, mono-red. If we're playing against the, like, mono-white enchantment stuff, it's really bad. I'm going to say, or the opponent's just not going to play cards. You know what? I guess we can get rid of that. That's fine. Like, not sold on it one way or the other. Just doing this in case I need to kill something. Bandit Talent. Alright, just more removal stuff. Sure. Just more discardy things. Yep. Well, this is cute, isn't it? What the hell do we do with the Liliana? Goodness, I do not know what to do with this, actually. Like, we're playing it, for sure. But, like, in a weird way, we're helping the opponent by doing it. But also, maybe, they only have 1 black mana. So, I'm going to gamble that they do something to try to kill Liliana instead of making us discard. And then we just draw an untapped land. Like, that solves our problem. But, oh, so they are going to attack Liliana. Sweet. So the plan kind of worked.
You chose the wrong day to cross me. We all have things we'd rather forget.
Still need an untapped land. Oh, wait. No, because I don't want to discard this. But I will attack them. I'll just choose not to discard. Which is also a dead giveaway to them, that I'm not willing to give up my card. But you know, situation is what it is. All right, going after Liliana again. All right, we really need an untapped land here, deck. Like, now's the time. All right, thank you. So now we play all of our things. Though it is tempting to see what's in their hand, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to go level 3. And I'm going to get the Vein Ripper, because that's the harder thing for them to kill right now with nothing in play. Unless they just make us sacrifice it, then whatever. But if they do, they do.
Don't overthink things.
All right. What you got? I mean, they could, like, activate one of their lands and then go for the throat, sacrifice their land. Like, that's a real play. But if not, they're going to be in trouble here. Hey, Mike Wood, how's it going? Rattlebones, look like you hopped in there during the last game. Yeah, Vein Ripper looks like put the opponent in the blender for a second here. Opponent. Yeah, I was going to say, you have to activate your land and sack a land. That's kind of your only option here. And you're not? What was that about? Maybe they didn't understand how the war... Oh, they're just... Okay, they're just giving up. All right, fair. Well, I hadn't really contemplated, but I guess against discard decks, being able to reanimate things is kind of nice. So maybe that's the game plan. I don't really know, but maybe it is. Hey, them's the breaks. I'm not frustrated for you if you're just playing a boring do-nothing deck. Yeah, we'll keep this. I think the times I get sad for my opponents is when they're doing something fun and creative, and they just get in a situation where the deck can't do its thing, you know? Because sometimes I really genuinely want to see my opponent's deck do the cool thing. Can you activate land on the stack? Yeah, unless they say activate as a sorcery, you totally can. All right, I guess this is just what we got here. Oh boy. Yep, I assume that's what we were going to be up against. So I kind of got to start the parade of things the opponent gets to kill. And, oh, I'm not going to be able to play Shieldred next turn. Maybe you just want to play a Caretaker's Talent here. Nope, they wanted to play a Get Lost instead. Untap land? Maybe? Actually, I kind of just want another Cruelclaw. Would have been great, honestly. That would have been just fine. I mean, here's the fun part, right? If they don't end up, like, exiling our creatures, we can keep getting them back, which is a real thing. But I think we almost have to get into some situation that involves, like, a Vein Ripper or something. Alright, so we have double Cruelty of Gix. We have a Coiling Rebirth. I mean, we played the obvious one first. I mean, pretty sure she's dead, but... Oh. To the yard with you, friend. To the yard with you. That wasn't bad at all. You got it. Alright, I guess we're just gonna... I don't think I want a Coiling Rebirth, because that has more value later. And we can get a creature or a planeswalker from the opponent's hand, but the reality is, unless they have Elspeth, they're not going to have anything. So I'm just going to go level 3 here. Or chapter 3, I should say. And then if they do get rid of this, they're probably going to get rid of token Builder's Talent. Seeing if I can get like a Carnosaur into the graveyard or something here would be nice. Nope, just a land. Though, I could also stick a Virtue of Persistence next turn. That's fair. Ooh, and another one. And another one. Alright, so do we go Shieldred next? I think is the game plan. Caretaker's Talent, sure. Because now they're going to have to use Sunfalls to just keep exiling stuff in the meantime. Unless they find another Get Lost for our caretaker, or our Virtue. Alright, they're going to start the beatings. Probably a good idea. I am going to activate one of these vents so I can discard this Valgavoth for later. Ooh, and some freebooters. That's nice. Though, I'm only going to play one freebooter because there's a good chance they're just going to Sunfall to keep stuff out of our graveyard. So if we believe that, I don't want to overcommit. Might as well use this, see what else we can put in the yard. Not that, but that's actually a reasonable card to have. Alright, so Get Lost, which will just bring her back. I guess technically we'll probably bring Valgavoth back first. Yep, I'm gonna block. We already know what's on top. I'll keep that because I can use that to kill a token later. Do we start with Valgavoth here? I guess so. I mean, we're probably just setting up for another Sunfall, but that's all good. Let's... I kind of want to kill this because if it's not Sunfall... I don't know. We could wait on that. Let's just attack with one of these. And I will discard the freebooter. Ah, well, that was kind of silly. I guess I could have attacked anyway and not worried about anything. Alright, we'll just end the turn here. No need to get too crazy. Builder's Talent. So they're setting up other things they can discard or sacrifice, I think. Is what's going on here. Alright. I mean, can we deck them? I mean, that could almost be a real thing. So I'm going to have a 3/3 they could pump later. Yeah, I guess that's fine. We don't care that much. Alright. Let's get a Shieldred. Not great. Don't really want any more lands here. Ugh. We have as many lands as the deck that's been drawing a bunch of cards. That's not good. Ooh, Liliana, though. That's kind of good. I like that. So then we attack. Definitely will discard and draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess I'll keep a land in case we find another Valgavoth and just want to cast it. And then we can do this. Oh, I guess I'll end up having to discard it here anyway. I guess it's fine. Oh, no, we already have 9 because I'm attacking with 1. Never mind.
Nobody knows Dominaria's shadows like me. You won't be outsmarting me.
Ooh, and a Biza. Cool. Shieldred died during upkeep again? Nope, not this time. Oh, looks like Liliana's dead. Oh, maybe. Oh yeah, definitely, because you can just exile Shieldred, then attack Liliana. That makes sense. Yep. So all the things are exiled. Fair enough. We get a Biza. Ooh, that's what I was looking for a while ago. Let's do it. Hey, nice. I ain't mad at that.
This is my
I'll lose
home,
3
and I
life.
don't
Get rid of that.
appreciate it when people try. Time is up.
Do I care if the opponent keeps their creature? Let's at least cost them creature. Force them to do something here.
Sacrifices must be made.
Alright. Shieldred's back. Got another Sunfall. Well, that gets you a token and some things. Hopefully it's not a Sunfall there. Opponent goes to 6. Alright! Woo! Man, that was grindy. Like, I don't even know. Like, it's a weird thing because part of me says, like, they should have got rid of the Virtue of Persistence a while ago. But at the same time, I did have ways to just reanimate stuff the hard way anyway. But, man, woo, we'll take it. Let's see. Catching up with some comments here. You tried making an Abzan food token deck with that black enduring creature to try and ping them. That's actually kind of a neat idea. I'd probably be into that. Seems like it'd be fun. I don't even know if it needs to be Abzan. It might just need to be Golgari, actually. Shelly into Valgavoth is brutal. Yeah, it can be. Are there any cards I'm excited to build around? Not really. I just build around whatever I feel like each day. See you later, Cortland. Thanks for hanging out. Almost like Shieldred is still good. Yeah, but you know, Shieldred's good, but doesn't appear in as many lists as people think it does. I wish when you end the game it shows the opponent's hand. That's not really fair to the opponent, though. Right? If they didn't reveal the information, you shouldn't get the information for free. I put in Caretaker for a draw as I made food tokens. Yeah, that makes sense. Your thing is Aristocrat stacks, which is fun. That's cool. Hey, whatever you find entertaining, you should definitely be playing it. Oh, man. All right. I'm going to let chat decide. Should I keep this hand? Because we do have an early duress. But y'all get to decide my fate, chat. Is it keep it or mulligan? Chandra with Coiling Rebirth. Chandra's not a creature. Oh, this hand's definitely ugly. Alright, so it looks like there's 3 saying keep and 2 saying don't keep. There's 3-3, 3-4, 3-5, 4-5. All right, so the mulligans win right now. Nope, there's a 5-5 tie. The next comment, it's a 5-5 tie. All right, it's keep. We're keeping. That's it. If I die, I get to blame it on chat. Let's go to rest. Let's see what they got. Probably in the discard deck. Oh, these things. You know what? I've seen quite a few decks trying to do this with demon stuff lately. I don't know if it's any good. I just know I've seen a lot of it. However, this is really rough with no actual removal spells. Ooh, Liliana might help. Though this does get rid of planeswalkers, so that's sad. Bandit talent. Hey, I will get rid of this. Congrats. Oh, and now I have Duress and a Valgavoth. And they're going to be wanting us to discard some things. All right, let's do this. Get rid of this. So they can play whatever creature they're going to play here. We could Liliana to make them lose it. And then this is tapped, so... Oh, Bitter Charm. We got to keep that. Alright, so now if they make us discard, we could discard the Valgavoth, follow up with Shieldred. If not, then they just play their Bloodletter. We kill it, discard Valgavoth, and then just see what happens. Yep, I think that's the plan here. Is it worth it to... No, we're going to discard. Question is, do we use Liliana here? I think the answer is no. Especially if all they have is removal or something in hand. Oh, we didn't get rewarded. Alright, play this. Pass a turn. It's gotta be a go for the throat or something, right? Alright, I think we're in good shape now. As long as we don't end up discarding this card right here. Hopefully they just want to kill Liliana. If they make us discard, we're in top deck mode and it's tough. Oh, no! Oh, that was such a good rip for them. Damn, I should have used Liliana on an earlier turn, too. I should have committed. It's alright, I'll just draw a Reanimator spell here, right? That's the game plan. Nope, I failed miserably. Fair enough. Well, kind of all we can do under the circumstances. Sure, I suppose. Well, it's just a land anyway. Golly. Alright. Well, this is just going to be a rough one, folks.
Drop it.
I dug as much as I could. We kind of have to get Valgavoth into play and hope they don't have a sacrifice removal. I think that's the only way we're getting out of this. That's gonna make this hurt a lot more, though. Okay, well, crap. Now we can't make them sacrifice with Liliana. Ugh, this is just getting tougher by the second. Alright, I mean, I guess we gotta do what we gotta do. Oh, no! You gotta double block if you're gonna block it. Which is the plan, because then we get to kill the Deep Cavern Bat, then we can make them sacrifice. Yeah, they saw the writing on the wall. Oh, what's the play? Alright.
I'm tired of your secrets.
I mean, we're just up against it. We have not drawn well here, but top decked a couple of times. But man, the opponent ripped a discard spell when they needed it. All right, they don't have any demons, so that's good. They could pay 5 to unlock it, though, and have a demon. Yep, which is what they're doing. So kill Liliana here, I'm assuming. Nope, they're just attacking us. So we go to 13, down to 6, down to 4, down to 2. Yep, and it's not even going to matter. We didn't draw anything anyway. Like, that's tough. What makes that so bad is the number of outs we had. Like, we had so many things we could have drawn and just didn't draw a single one. It was like, all of our Reanimator spells were good. The Dracosaurs would have been good. You know, just like, just couldn't get there. Damn. Ugh. Tough. Yeah, credit to the opponent. I mean, they top deck and got there. I mean, we set up the play we needed. We were just a turn too slow. All right, we're going to keep this. Oh, against mono red, I need a removal spell deck. We need a removal spell badly. Plus side. If we at least get to block here, then this dies. We have a treasure. We could use Dracosaur. Kill it when it's still like a 2-2 or a 3-3. That's not like the worst thing. Alright, don't love it, but, you know, like, no attacks. We're going to take a lot of damage this turn, though. Because you can just rage up like the Picnic Ruiner, it tramples, blah, blah, blah. Like, kind of know the drill here. But I'm willing to let both these die. It's fine. Just place your damage where you're going to put it, opponent. Yep. And then make the other one trample as well. Nope. They're just like, whatever. That's all you deserve. Can I do anything with that? I don't know if the game's going to go long enough for me to do anything with that. It probably will, but I just don't... Okay, that I can at least consider drawing. Like, that's a different question. Because now we can easily put Valgavoth in the yard. And still have answers to all their stuff here. So that's fine. Matter of fact, if we top deck a land, then we have Carnosaur into something potentially, and that's not bad either. Emberheart Challenger. Okay. Let's go ahead and start here. Actually, you know what? What if I just get rid of their whole board? Like, sure, I'm giving up those, but then it's just like, I Carnosaur. Nah, I don't think I need to. I think that's just panicking a little too much. I think we can take our time here. Alright. There's probably something to that, but I don't know if they're playing a creature-heavy version or not. It feels like they are. So, I'll go ahead and block here. Hopefully they don't have a protective green spell, but they probably do. We'll try, but I'm probably in trouble here. Kind of surprised it didn't do this pre-combat if they have defensive spells, because then they could have just double strike for way more damage. But they didn't really choose to, which was interesting. Alright. Yeah, I misplayed this all the way around. So, the opponent deserves to win this. Yeah. Yep, not quite enough. Well, actually, you know what? We Valgavoth. We at least get the lifelink, right? Assuming we don't still get first strike to death, but that's a thing. I mean, they could also just fling their scamp at us or something, too. But I definitely don't deserve to win. I think I had better plays that I just didn't take advantage of. So, I mean, the opponent also, I don't think, played this as well as they could have either, but who knows. Based on their hand, maybe they didn't have the protective spell and they were just playing it safe, because I did have a bunch of mana open. But this is my last-ditch effort here. Like, I'll just block the biggest thing, hope it doesn't get to 9. And first strike. That's literally it. Alright, a backup Ruiner is great. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Valgavoth is holding the fort, y'all. What do I do here? I can't use Liliana unless I attack with Valgavoth. Because then I just die to a scamp. So that's not real. If I go to 9, 10, then I need them to not have something for the Carnosaur? Man, there's so many ways we lose here. Alright, I'm gonna attack. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And they didn't play a card, so both those spells are live is the problem. Whatever they are. And this gives something double strike. Ah, dang it. I need to target the challenger, but I'm pretty sure I can't, is the problem. Ah, man, this is tough, y'all. Sorry. But if I get them to commit to it now, it's also not in their hand. But if this double strikes for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I just die. I guess I gotta do it. I already misplayed so much this game. I mean, they pumped their guy. We die anyway. Yeah, we're dead regardless. Yeah, we had no outs. I mean, I could have done this pre-combat, I guess, but that would have just got me one more point. That doesn't do anything. Alright, yeah. Unless it's just land and creature. Otherwise, we're dead. Oh, no, we're dead anyway, because that already has a counter. It's going to double strike. Yeah. I just misplayed that too badly. Oh, Scamp gets exiled. That's fair. All right, let's keep it. But, you know, sometimes that's the other thing, too. I think players get losses and they want to blame it on their opponents or whatever. And it's just like, no, sometimes if you just misplay, just admit it. You know, we screwed it up. Don't deserve to win. That's okay. Oh, this deck. Gosh dang it. Alright. Well, we're going to need Cruelclaw to really come through, I think. And I don't know if it's going to in this scenario. Because that's going to be at least a 4-4 probably before we get a chance to deal with it. I mean, we could hope they don't have, like, Sheltered by Ghosts, maybe. But we have to get to 4 mana and probably just get a hard removal spell to kill that. Also not good that the opponent's doing a lot of math already to try to come after us. No, there's no Brotherhood's End in here. That's not what we're worried about. That's just a case of if they get there, they get there. You don't have room when you're trying to do all this other big silly stuff. Alright, how much damage are we taking? If it's sheltered by ghosts, we have to draw a bitter triumph. Okay, that's not good for us. Alright, we take it. Opponent gets to copy an enchantment, unfortunately. I'm gonna get greedy and put it all on one thing. Alright, then bitter triumph it is. That is not it. Alright, well, this is kind of the ball game. We need to be a good card on top. I mean, maybe it is. It might still be. Oh, it was another Cruelclaw. No. No. Dang it. Almost anything but that. Ah. God. Jeez, that sucked. It sucks so much. All right, so if I go to 13, does that help? No, because they probably just get rid of Carnosaur. I guess I have to and just hope they don't have a removal for Carnosaur. I mean, it's kind of the only out here. But again, if they have Sheltered by Ghost or something. But I sort of feel like if they had it, they would have got rid of Cruelclaw anyway. So we might have a chump block up. Oh, well, there it is. They had it anyway. All right, GG's. Like, it's all good. We didn't get a real removal spell. Now, that time we only lost because we didn't have an actual removal. If we'd have got one of our actual removal spells, I think we would have killed them. Because then we would have had time to do whatever we needed to. But them's the breaks. Part of the game is you got to draw the cards you need. I'm just going to open with Duress and see what you're doing. Oh. Well, I guess I'm going to need some removal then, huh? I guess I got to get rid of that. I'm not excited about it. But we do have a fair amount of removal, so hopefully we find some. Or we can fail miserably. That's an option as well. Alright. Good news, bad news. We can chump block a thing here. We get to scry. Trumpeting Carnosaur will get to kill one thing. Then after that, I don't know what we're doing. Alright. You're going to rage up. Yep. I think I'm still blocking, regardless. I don't think that changes anything for us. It's only preventing 1 damage, but that's fine. Oh no, because it's double striking itself. Never mind. Oh gosh, definitely not right now. Okay. And that is a 3-4 for the time being, which is not good. I mean, we can reanimate Valgavoth next turn, so we kind of have to just survive till then. All right.
Has to leave.
So we reanimate Valgavoth. Then what? Oh no! Did I get? No, it only get +1. So that'd be 8 damage. Oh no, that costs 2. Oh, they might have left a mana open just to protect a creature. I think is what they did.
Nothing more.
That's what that's about. I guess we kind of just use this. If we're going to do it. No, definitely into our graveyard. We're going to go get our big monster. And then their other option is they do have a removal spell. They have 3 permanents to get rid of. So, That's real too if they decide to do that. Yep, so we're going to be trading. I accept that. Oh, wait. If I block this one, we go to 20. We take 10, we're at 10. I'm kind of willing to take that gamble, actually. Like, that's not horrible. Cruelclaw, do I care about you right now? Probably not. Under the circumstances. I could get an additional creature here, but what I'm thinking I want to do is just save this to get this, like, minus. So it can't just kill us. And then... No, but if I'm reanimating, I don't have anything. I'd really need to just reanimate the Carnosaur, huh? I guess Alright, I guess I'm willing to block and trade here. I mean, if it gets pumped to where it survives somehow, that's fine, but sure. Like, I guess they could have a rage? That would suck, but... Oh, another ethereal armor. Gross. Well, I would have died anyway had I attacked, so I guess that's fine. Yeah, now I can just reduce it, but doesn't solve our problem. What to do here? I obviously have to block. I'm just deciding if it's worth it to use either of these. Oh, I don't even get to live. Yeah, I'm dead anyway, right? Yeah, I should have minused. That was silly. That was the only way I could have lived. Yeah, they got me. I needed to give it minus anyway, because then it would have left us at like 2. Yep, they got us. That's poor play on my part. Haven't played in a year. Can you prove that Izzet is the best color combo ever? Why would you think anything is the best color combo ever? Nah, I don't want Shieldred's Edict. The problem is, you can put anything you want in, but then you're going to lose the ability to do the thing the deck's trying to do. Right? Because now you have more lower cost stuff you're not going to be able to hit with Cruelclaw. You're going to have stuff you can't hit with Reanimator, whatever. Like, here's the thing. If you take a loss, take a loss. Don't worry about having an answer to every single thing or weird situations. Because a lot of those same situations, like, you could have just drawn something differently and possibly just won. But you didn't, right? So don't panic and overbuild for it. I mean, you can enjoy Izzet all you want. I'm not going to tell you not to. I just think thinking any color's the superior color over something else is probably faulty thinking. That's all. I mean, I don't expect we're going to get to hold this, but we are going to get to put a Valgavoth in the graveyard, and that's good news. Oh, Soul Partition. Yeah, that's fine.
Luck favors the foolish. You won't be outsmarting me.
Oh, and a Sunfall going to the yard. Good to know. Interesting. What is the opponent doing? Because I really don't have an idea right now. Just Overlords and Sunfalls. Whatever that means. Alright.
Something suspicious is going on. We all have things we'd rather forget.
I mean, probably just play the other one with impending, I guess. Yep. Hey, Cruelclaw, you're good. Especially considering that a couple of, oh, 3 Sunfalls have now gone away. And a Soul Partition. I mean, they have to have more real spells in there, right? No, apparently not. As it turns out. Leyline, sure, that's fine.
We all have things we'd rather forget.
This is kind of fun, right? Because now I can kind of put the opponent in the blender on, do they want to keep their lands or their other things? And we get to play another Liliana right behind it, which is amusing. Ooh, that's nice. Don't hate that. All right, opponents. I think we're just going to make this one easy and say you can keep your lands or you can keep your stuffs. Your call. And you know we have another Liliana. I mean, to be fair, the Hauntwoods do make other lands, so we'll see what they decide. Yep, I thought they might do that. No attacks. I mean, I guess I could have attacked. I mean, I would have just got to scry or whatever. Yep. Deal. Well, that sucked. And yet more Lilianas. Great.
Those who get in my
Yep,
way
that'll do it.
tend to regret it.
Yeah, even if they had Beanstalk, though, like, even if they'd have found a Beanstalk, we weren't in bad shape. Between the excessive Lilianas and the creature lands, like, we were still going to be able to do plenty with them not really having a threat to pressure us. Yeah, Liliana did all the work that game. We really didn't do much. I mean, our game was play a freebooter, play Lilianas, play Liliana, play a Dracosaur on the second to last turn. It's kind of all that game was. I mean, sometimes it's just like that, you know? All right, I'm going to play 1 or 2 more with this one. I think that's the first time I've seen that. Digital only cards. Or the other one said the deck import button will pull from what you already have on the clipboard, which I guess is a cool thing new players wouldn't know. Ooh, double tap land. Double tap land, but we do have basically 4 removal cards. I'm going to keep it since we're on the draw, but this is a little tough. Because if this is a non-creature deck, this hand's kind of bad, which it looks like it's probably not going to be, but we'll see. To the yard with you. Yep. It's going to be a very long, drawn-out game, folks. Honestly, this is the type that, like, as I get to the end of a recording, I kind of want to just concede, because this footage probably won't even ultimately get used. I do like that, but we need mana. Obviously. And we're going to keep failing to draw it, so here we go. Problem is, if they have mana, yeah, they're going to get to where they can just reanimate our stuff first. Oh my gosh. This is terrible. I don't even think there's anything we can do here. Like, playing Cruelclaw, we know it's just set up to die. And then we lose the mana we would have otherwise. Yeah, I just have to end the turn. Like, that's unfortunate. They're probably going to go search for a land here. Nope, they didn't even do that. So I kind of have to assume they have just removal stuff in hand. Or Sunfalls, or who knows what. Yeah, alright. I'm just going to move on. We're not getting out of this one. Will we ever know what the world's decks will be before the tournaments? Like, maybe like a couple days before. But they generally don't post that information this far ahead of time. The players don't even have to register decks for till like 10 days out or 7 days out or something anyway. So there wouldn't really be a way to know. And the only reason they have to submit them early is just so coverage and everything else can get all the decks in the system, put out all the information around them or whatever, so people know what's going on. What's the state of Standard right now in Arena? Can I for fun, or am I pigeonholed a bit, thinking about coming back? Not totally sure what you're saying there, but if you're asking if Standard is diverse enough to play different decks, the answer is yes. Standard has a large variety of things you can do. Alright, opponent, what you got going here? Hardfire Hero, sure. Pass. This is an interesting hand. Actually, you know what? What I will say is there's more scenarios where I probably should have just duressed them there, knowing that no matter what happens here, I'm going to try to kill it, knowing it's probably going to get protected. And then I'm just going to play Liliana anyway. So, if that was the case, if they don't do anything and I'm just going to play Liliana, then, like, none of this really mattered, you know? I'm going to go ahead and discard this. Hold on to our other cards. Obviously, it gets protected here, which is kind of okay. I mean, we're still going to end up going down to 8, which isn't great, but it's fine.
This is my home, and I don't... Sacrifices must be made.
Oh, why did it... Oh, because it's sacrifice. I got it. So we only took 4. That's interesting. Oh, they're like, I don't have anything to put this on, but when I do, just know it's going to be bad. All right. So we're going to have to respond to something with our Trumpet and Carnosaur. So that's tough. What else do you have in hand? Because it's not a creature. Oh, it's sheltered by ghosts. Question is, how much can I gamble on getting rid of a Shieldred? I think that has to be the answer, honestly. And I'll just play this, since I've already committed to using the other spell. We just need them to not draw a haste guy here. And of course, they did, so that sucks. And this is going to be 4 toughness now. So I should have done what I thought about and just leave up Carnosaur. If I did, we couldn't have lost. But because I didn't, we're in trouble. Because with their effect on the stack, I could have killed it before they drew the extra card. Then they wouldn't have had anything. Dang it. Yep. Yeah, best we can do is just block. Oh, we can't even block. Yeah. They had us. So yeah, we only lost because I got greedy. That's not the deck's fault. That's my fault. Like, totally can't blame that on the deck. But that's an example of where, like, I think people lose those matchups and they'll look and say, like, oh, well, there's nothing I could have done. I couldn't have won that match. And it's like, no, you definitely, like, if I play that differently, I absolutely don't lose that match, you know? But I think it's easy to go, like, oh, they just got their draw and they just beat me and there's nothing I could do. And it's like, no, you had plenty you could do. We'll keep this one. But I think the other thing, too, and this is a real thing that I don't think people talk about, is that a lot of people, it's hard to get better because people don't even know what they don't know, right? Like, they don't know that the thing they did led to them losing. So the matchup can feel worse than it is sometimes when really it was just their own mistake, but they didn't know. And there's not really a good solution for that. It just kind of is what it is, you know? Like, you just get knowledge over time. All right, where's our little duder at? That is not the duder I'm looking for, but I will go ahead and use this, though. T-minus 2 turns till Valgavoth. You know, I will go ahead and get rid of that guy. Though the opponent might be up to some reanimation shenanigans of their own, but that's okay. That being said, we might go through all this work and then they're just like, make you sacrifice, and then we lose Valgavoth. Sure, I'll tap this for black on the way out. Why not? You just need more black mana? What's going on? Alright, well, we knew this turn was coming, so we're just going to go ahead and try to get a Valgavoth out. Okay, they said they didn't want to deal with it. See, that's the thing. People say sometimes you're never... Yeah, sometimes you're never going to win against any deck. Like, sometimes they just draw the nut high and you draw the nut low, right? But more of those times, I think people think they couldn't win. They could. But they just don't know the way that they could. I think that's the difference. Like, I'm not talking about, like, if they just draw the nuts and you draw terrible, then, like, yeah, you're just going to lose. And that's fine. That's against any deck. But I think there's a lot of those incremental games that are close, that there's a couple of plays you might have made 2 or 3 turns ago that could have led to you actually winning. But until you have the experience, you can't see that. And that's the problem. Keep it. Don't know if I should, but I'm gonna. Alright. I kind of want to know what's going on. I think this is Boros enchantments, but I want to double check. Oh, it's not. This is different. Huh. Do I care about carrot cake that much? Not really. This is worse. I mean, what I care about is finding mana. Like, that's our biggest problem right now. We'll kind of worry about the other stuff as it happens. Oh, that's bad. That's very, very bad. Yeah, do your thing, opponent. I mean, this is just if we don't get land, we're just toast anyway, so opponent can just do whatever here. Alright. I'm willing to give them the GGs. Like, we don't even need to mess around with that. Oh, there's a lot of fun cards in Magic right now. I think that's the thing that's good about Standard, is you can play all kinds of stuff. So you lost an incalculable amount of games doing to not knowing better. Yeah, I mean, that's where that experience comes from, you know? winning against red with 2 hit points is basically standard. Nah, I don't think that's totally true. I mean, it does happen though. All right, come on, deck. We need to work our way out of this mess. That's not a good start to get there. Well, don't know what we're playing against, but we're about to find out. Okay, so there's cut downs, which we're not worried about. Nowhere to runs, which are annoying. That gets rid of an attacker. Alright, let's get rid of nowhere to run. Because at least we'll take away the ability. We do have stuff that has ward, and we can work on trying to protect that. Oh, man, come on. Land would be so good. My kingdom for a land. An untapped land at that. We'll just go... Well, I was going to say, land would be great here, but that's not going to happen. Alright. I mean, there's really nothing we can do right now. Like, my backup plan is stick a Liliana and make them just start discarding cards, I guess. Like, but we got stuck at 2. They got stuck at 3. Oh, they're also reanimating. Oh, my gosh. This is the worst. This is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. All right. Well, they're probably good. We're dead. We had a lot of options. That was not it. I mean, I guess if they go out of their way to get Valgavoth, maybe we get an untapped land and get to play Liliana. All right. I mean, this is the best thing we can do. I mean, obviously they could just do it again next turn when they get an untapped land, but it is what it is.
The mysteries. Off you go.
I doubt they'll get stuck at lands for 4 turns while we catch up.
Happy to help, but I'm taking the credit. Drop it.
I think I'm just going to discard the Cruelclaw, because it's just not going to live. There's just no scenario where that's going to get to do anything. Yeah, that's not helping. Actually, I'm going to do that. Let's do it with this.
You won't be outsmarting me.
I mean, if that could have been a land, maybe we have a chance. Because then I could top deck another land and then steal their Valgavoth. But, alright, cool. Wait, they can just play that and get Valgavoth. What are they doing? Like, no need to mess around. Like, we just didn't draw lands. Like, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, they're fine. I just have nothing. No, it's fine. It's fine. I still had nothing. I wasn't interested in playing the rest of the game. It's okay, chat. I was not interested in playing the rest of that game. Like, we're so far behind. Like, we can't even kill their Liliana, so now everything... I mean, we could. We could have discarded but done nothing the rest of the way. So, like, wasn't interested in playing the rest of that one. Like, we didn't get a third land till, like, turn 7. When you get some bad draws, you just get bad draws. You just gotta accept it and move on. Okay. What do we want to get rid of here? Their Liliana is going to be annoying. Commune with Evil. Dun, 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 dun. I guess we get rid of this. It's going to be a very awkward scenario because they're reanimating. Oh, and then they just found something there. So now we're going to have to worry about killing the Valgavoth faithful. All right. Wow, where were you last turn, bro? They have double black already. So I'd be curious what they want to do here. Because I could see a world where they... Yeah, commune. Makes sense. Alright, so they still only have one thing in the graveyard we're concerned about right now, which is good. Alright.
Nobody knows Dominaria's shadows.
Let's see what you got.
Drop it.
Okay, I assume you'll try to... Well, we can make them sacrifice Valgavost Faithful, though we'd probably just use Carnosaur on it. Save this for whatever they actually reanimate. Yep, you got it.
A fight? And you think you can win?
Really? Making me
Always
sacrifice?
hated crowds.
Ooh. That was a surprise. Okay, I guess. I mean, not what I expected them to do there.
We all have things we'd rather.
Unless they really want the cards in their hand and they didn't want to discard stuff, but that doesn't look to be the case. So the problem is now, if they don't cover Liliana in 2 turns, they've got other issues. The reason I don't play matches out when they're already over with, basically, is the possibility of anything productive happening is so low, and I don't end up using those footage because I only have a 30 to 40 minute or 45 minute like runtime on actual games. So if I end up playing like a 12-minute game that there's really no chance of winning anyway, I can just give the opponent to win and move on. There's really no benefit of playing it out at that point. Like, don't get me wrong, there's sometimes you could have like a 5% chance of winning, but if it takes 20 minutes to get to that 5%, now that's the only thing I'm showing in that video. Like, that's half the video, you know? Which sometimes I do if they're interesting, but if they're just like grindy and boring, that also kind of doesn't help the case. Am I just minusing? Yeah, we just... I don't even think I want to. I think I'm going to do this and then plus Liliana. What you got? If it's a way to kill our dude, cool. If not, they sacrifice this and then we just split their lands. Like, your call. Yep, we can live with that.
It's no fun when... Haven't you ever heard of personal space? Don't
We'll
lie.
put the white lands in one pile and the other lands in another. So you get 3 lands, or you at least get lands of another color. Fair enough. And they probably kept, because then you just go like, okay, maybe I get a Reanimator thing and, you know, do your thing. Which makes sense. To be honest, just pick up exactly. Now you get an opportunity. Unless I get a Reanimator spell first, which we didn't, because I suck. Oh, I should have played that first. I don't know. It probably doesn't change anything here. All right. All right. Opponent gets that. Gets to load their hand. Oh, with extra Valgavost. That's exciting. All right, so here's the plan. We make them sacrifice their Atraxa. I was going to say, and then we just get our Reanimator spell, but we've drawn none this whole time. And then they'll just get it back and do it again. Man, how have we not drawn our stuff this whole time? Ugh, this is brutal. Opponent, just get your Atraxa back. What are we doing? Oh, they want to get that back instead next turn. Well, we still didn't draw a Reanimator spell anyway. All right. We're just drawing terribly here in these last couple of games. Getting stuck on mana and all kinds of stuff. What do I play outside of MTG? A lot of stuff. What are you curious about? Is there a type of thing you want to know if I play? Just ask me and I'll tell you yes or no. Oh, man. All right, let's see if this works. Well, good news, bad news. I mean, we don't have a third land, but if we were to get a third land, maybe we don't need a third land, at least not immediately. Heartfire Hero, you got it, friend. No spells? No spells. Alright, well, I'll just discard. I mean, do what you will. I'll take some extra damage. That's fine. Yep, that works. I don't have a multiplayer go-to. Unless you're talking about, like, Baldur's Gate or something. Man, we're just not drawing land. I need lands. I need lots and lots of lands. Yeah, do your thing, man. I got nothing. Alright, well, opponent got what they needed to. We missed, so yeah, we're dead. Alright. We just drew no land. I needed to be able to play like Carnosaur and stuff and get them to respond, and like just didn't have any of it. But see, that's an example where like you say, okay, the red deck won, like cool, but I also didn't draw anything to play Magic. You know what I mean? So like, all right, congratulations to them, they got it. Let's keep it. Liliana's gonna have to do a lot of work here. You are what? Nah, because we have tap lands here. That's not gonna cut it. Sure, Cacophony Scamp. I guess we just do this now. We should gain a life since it died at -1. I assume some creature's coming with something on top. Nope, but maybe next turn. Ooh, that goes to the yard. Do you have a good spell to get rid of? You do. Awesome. That's great, actually. Yep. But they got a card they chose not to play. Interesting. Huh. Coiling Rebirth. What does that do for us? Probably nothing, but I'm gonna... Guess it doesn't even matter if I draw that, really.
Happy to help, but I'm taking...
Actually, what if I make them... No, I need them sacrifice a creature.
Sacrifice is
Though there was the reality, like if I make them discard a card, they probably still hold on to the sacrifice effect, so probably doesn't do what we want anyway.
Fun when they hit back.
All right. Get back old Valgavoth. Yeah, that's it. Space Marines 2. That's actually pretty sweet. Yeah, I've watched some people play some Space Marines 2, but I haven't gotten around to playing it myself. It looks kind of sweet, though. All right, let's talk about this and wrap things up here. So, interesting things here. Like, I don't know how much I care about duress, because the only thing duress is really good at getting rid of, that's a concern, is something that exiles a card. Right? And that's mostly Sunfall these days. There's a few other things that exile, but mostly Sunfall that we're seeing. And I don't know if I was ever super happy having a duress, where sometimes if the duress was just cut down, I think I would have been happier. So I think I'm willing to swap the duresses for cut downs. And then I think I'm willing to maybe play just one more land. It is a little bit land light, even at 25 lands. I think it needs a 26 land. Probably a swamp, if I were guessing. I mean, I guess we could go Restless Vince, but I don't think that's it. I think another swamp is probably where you want to be. Though Restless Vince does give us another way to discard stuff, so, arguable. But I think we just, you need to be able to hit 4 and 5 mana pretty regularly. And I think that's the biggest thing. So I'm willing to rock this at 61. I think the cut down is a better inclusion. Didn't mind the freebooter. It did what it needed to do multiple times, which was nice. Yeah, everything kind of did what we want. The only difference is, I would say, the other versions, I always forget what the name of this card is. The original versions played Bitter Reunion, which is actually still pretty good, because if you do reanimate something, giving it haste, being able to immediately get the impact of the extra life off Valgavoth, like, pretty sweet. But what I realize is a lot of times we were just setting up Valgavoth to be able to block anyway, right? Attacking with Valgavoth was often going to end up being the wrong answer, because you need to be able to, like, block a double striker or something or whatever, in that space. Maybe one or two actual other hard removal spells could be beneficial, but I think that's just over worrying about some things. I think in general, this worked out pretty well, did what we mostly wanted it to do, but there were several games when we were land light multiple times. So I think that extra land will help a little bit, cut down to take down some of those earlier creatures, give us a little bit of time. Surprisingly, Liliana did way more work than I thought it was supposed to, but it worked. And we didn't really need a fourth Valgavoth. I think there was a lot of times where having a fourth Valgavoth would not have been that beneficial, and having the extra Carnosaurs actually just is easier to cast and does a little more work for us. But the final list is going to be 2 Cut Down, 4 Greedy Freebooter, 4 Bitter Triumph, 3 Liliana, 3 Cruelclaw, 2 Shieldred, 2 Coiling Rebirth, 2 Harvester of Misery, 2 Cruelty of Gix, 1 Bonehorde Dracosaur, 1 Vein Ripper, 4 Trumpeting Carnosaur, 2 Virtue of Persistence, 3 Valgavoth, 7 Swamp, 2 Mountain, 4 Blackleaf Cliffs, 4 Verge, 4 Rockets Theater, 3 Restless Vince, and 2 Fable Passage. And yeah, lots of cool decks still in Standard. This is a good example, right? A whole different way that you can do Reanimator, but piles of other sweet stuff we've still been playing. So if you're looking for different types of decks, check out other videos on the channel, because there is plenty to play right now. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time. All right, good stuff. So we got a long session in there. 3 hours, man. We played a couple different decks. Good stuff, though. Good stuff. Lots of activity, I would say. But yeah, as far as games, if you're talking about like video games, I don't really care for a lot of first-person games. So I don't have many of those in my recent history. But honestly, I'm still getting caught up on other games. Like I play a game, I play it for a long time. Like the only new game I'm even looking forward to next year is Civilization 7, and that's mostly because some of the other creators, we were talking on Twitter that we might try to get a live game, like an 8 or 10 hour game going with us, a bunch of creators playing Civilization. So other than that, like I don't even know what I'd be looking to play lately. I spend a lot of time doing just non-gaming stuff. Like do analog stuff, board games and stuff, because I guess once I'm done, it's just like, disconnect, get off the computer, do something else. So, I don't know. I have a variety of interests, though. So, I mean, I don't sit in front of Arena. I do a lot of time in front of Arena already, playtesting decks and stuff and building lists. So, I don't need to do more than that, I guess. But, oh, man. Yeah, that was a lot. Thank you for those of you that have been coming and hanging out over on the Twitter. There was a bunch of people there. Thanks for the new followers and subscribers. Also, hey, here's another thing I want to say. If you haven't checked them out, be sure, and yes, this is like a promoted thing, but they're actually super legit. Misty Mountain Gaming, if you haven't checked out their stuff, I'm going to put the link in here. They have some sweet dice, nerd stuff, whatever. Check it out. Even if you don't buy anything, I think it's worth checking out their site so you know it's there for just holiday shopping. However, if you do decide you want something, if you use my code HalloweenDragon, you'll save 10%. So super awesome. And they'll give me a small kickback, so you'll be supporting me too. So there's that. If you want to check that out, be sure to go get some stuff there. What else was there? Also, if you haven't checked out my stuff, we have some sweet new shirts, some cool merch, mugs, all kinds of other stuff. So I'll give you a link to that over on Fourth Wall, which is where my PowrDragn shop is. You can check that out if you want to support the channel, because every little bit helps. And I send you like nice little thank you messages and stuff when people order things or whatever. So you can check that out too if you want to support. Otherwise, just follow me on YouTube. I put up videos every day, all different footage. I'm going to be trying to do some stuff live from the floor in Vegas. So if you follow there, I think that'd be a big deal. I do have different memberships on YouTube as well. So if you don't want to subscribe on Twitch or whatever, and you want to subscribe over on YouTube, it's the same thing. It's $4.99. Actually, it's not even that much. It's cheaper than Twitch because I have a 99-cent, a $2.99, and a $4.99. So you can get in cheaper to support me over on YouTube. The 99-cent level, I send out periodic polls and stuff that go to members, and they kind of help get to decide what happens on the channel. And for the middle level is where, like, when I do the private videos from, like, the vlogs and stuff from Vegas, those will be there for the private YouTube members. And then level 3, if you ever need help with a deck or anything else, you can send it to a form I have on there, and then I will give you private deck help. So if you ever have questions or whatever, you can just fill it out, come straight to me, and then I give you an assessment and stuff and help you out. So there you go. There are multiple ways you can support the dragon, your favorite dragon, your PowrDragn. And I appreciate it. But otherwise, y'all, I need to get something to eat. I need to get caught up on some wrestling because SmackDown, I don't even know what happened. Yeah, and I got to edit some videos, so I have stuff to watch on YouTube. Did I join again on Streams End? You did, Balf. We've been on for 3 hours, though. So we were up for a long time tonight. But yeah, want to say again, I appreciate everybody. I really, really do. I love y'all to death. I feel like I'm very lucky to have a community where everybody's super supportive and helpful. Feel free, check out the links. You can come over to our Discord if you want to come be part of that. I just did that. That's going to give you the link over there. Let me get the link as well for Discord as well before I get out of here. So if people want to come hang out, you can come be part of the fun. Because we're always helping people in there that have deck questions, or we have stuff broken down by different formats. So if you're looking for people to play with, stuff like that, you can do all that in there as well. And we have like 700 people, which is very cool. So there you go. Discord link for everybody. I think that's mostly everything. So I will say sincerely, if y'all are in any of the recent danger zones from the storms, really, really hope everything is okay for you and your family. I hope y'all didn't get too much flooding. Hope it doesn't cost too much to get back on your feet, because I know that's going to be crazy. And I've seen all kinds of footage and stuff, and it looks scary as hell. So I hope y'all are okay out there. And as always, man, wherever y'all watching, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, because I know some of y'all are from all over the world. Please remember, take care of yourselves and your family. Be awesome, but even more importantly, be awesome to each other.